don't know the power of sci-fi radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Alrighty, it's another Thursday night, which means another Docking Bay 94, Season 13.
Hooray!
Week 28. We've been doing this a long time, folks.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. It's been a weird week. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Jeff Donoho.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
And you are listening to us on sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi, or you are watching us over on Facebook or on Twitch or on YouTube. Yep. All of those under the Docking Bay 94 heading, or maybe even on our personal page if you want. But glad to have you guys here. Hope your week has been less eventful than ours.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been quite
I see Pat and Kit.
Yep. Pat's over on YouTube.
Hey,
Hi,
Kit.
Pat.
Hey, Don.
Oh, Don's on too? Yeah.
Woohoo.
Sorry.
My gosh. Honestly, we could spend the entire show just talking about all the crazy stuff that's happened in this past week.
Indeed.
Been absolutely crazy here in Los Angeles.
But we are still standing.
Yes. We are very fortunate where Colleen and I live. We could see where the fires were in Palisades, and we certainly were affected by the smoke of it. But the flames didn't come anywhere near us, which was why we were particularly surprised this afternoon to get an evacuation notice on our phone.
Along with, it turns out, everyone in Los Angeles County, some people in Orange County, and some people in Riverside County.
Yes.
It was an error. And some people received the message immediately thereafter that said, oops, sorry, we didn't mean to send that to you.
And some of us didn't.
Not. We didn't get the retraction. We just got the very startling time to evacuate notice. And we're looking at our watch app, which everyone in Los Angeles has probably now downloaded Watch Duty app because...
Except me, because I have no room on my phone.
Oh, well, I did. But as soon as I got that message, I went, that's crazy. And I opened up the app and I'm like, there's no fire anywhere near us. And that was in fact the case. It was an error. But errors happen. So, especially in emergencies.
Oh, Eric. Things are so crazy over here. It's absolutely nuts. Hi, Lori. Lori just popped in.
Lori. Hey, Lori. Hi, Eric.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, just
hey, Alan.
Alan Thorne.
It's been crazy. So
boy,
Jeff worked on Tuesday, and I went to Disneyland on Tuesday. And
last night.
Towards the end, I left at around 8:00, and towards the end of my stay at Disneyland, I was smelling smoke in Anaheim, which is considerably far from where the fires are located at, between Altadena and Pacific Palisades and stuff like that. It was hitting Disneyland, and you said that after working there Tuesday and Wednesday that you're trashed.
Yeah, but I mean, I usually have a coughing issue, like almost after every shift anyway, probably because I'm having to shout all the time and inhaling carbon monoxide fumes all the time. So,
right, from the Autopia car ride. Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
I had a fun experience on Tuesday night, the same night that Sean went to Disneyland. And that was that I went out to dinner with a friend at a great restaurant that unfortunately is closing at the end of the month.
Like permanently.
Permanently,
Uh-oh.
yeah. It's only been open for about a year. It's in line for a Michelin star. So it's a really good restaurant, but they just couldn't make it. The place where they are in had a lot of changing hours, and there were a lot of paperwork, like non-food related things and non-service related things, because their service was outstanding.
And they can't just move. They have to close.
They're closing. Yeah,
That's too
there's
bad.
nothing there. It says on the top of their menu, it says thank you and we're grateful to have served you, and
That
goodbye.
and it's a bummer because
Gotcha.
being in line for a Michelin star isn't nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if they would get one, but they
Yeah.
were like approved as a Michelin on the Michelin list.
Wow.
And then the ceremony where stars are awarded, they'll already be closed before that happens. So.
Man.
And it was a schnitzel restaurant, which is a little German flattened veal and or chicken. I had chicken, and then it's breaded and served with what are the berries that they have at IKEA?
Lingonberries?
Lingonberries.
Yeah, it's like a big cutlet,
That's cool.
right?
Yeah, it's a big, thin, very thin cutlet.
Yeah.
And you squeezed lemon over it. It was so good. And I really liked the glasses that they had in the restaurant. The atmosphere was nice. The wait staff was great. So really just a pity that they're closing.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, driving home, I get a phone call from our brand new neighbors, just moved in on the last day of 2024. And they said, "Are you home?" And I said, "No, I'm about 5-10 minutes away." And they said, "Okay, because the lines in our backyard are sparking and
the power
embers
lines.
are going onto your roof." So
Oh boy.
I drive the rest of the way home. I go to their house. They showed me video that they had taken of the power lines
no.
sparking and the embers
man.
flying around. And I was like, okay. So then I went to go in the door, and we have these, they're kind of like Christmas lights, but you put them on your patio.
Like patio lights, yeah.
Patio lights strung across the front of our house that we use as kind of like a porch light thing. Lights it up. Very lovely. And
Okay.
they're moving back and forth in the wind like crazy because it's really high wind. And
Yeah.
they start just flashing like crazy. And then I open the door, and everything in our house that has power to it, if it has a light or a noise on it, it is flashing and making noise. So like our microwave was making noise, little chiming noises, and just everything. And it felt like I was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And the toys were going to start walking around. And, I was going to have to grab a kid before it went out the doggy door. And then the power went out. And so I'm standing there in the dark, and I call Sean, and he said, "I'm on my way home. I'll be there in like half an hour or something like that."
I was already on the road, fortunately, because I was starting to get gassed out at Disneyland because the smoke was thick, and then somebody was smoking weed in the park, and that's what did it. I'm like, okay,
every time,
I can't stick around anymore. I got to go. So Colleen caught me on the road on my way home, like on the 91 freeway already.
Then as I was sitting in the house, I realized, I don't remember if I realized it just as Sean was coming in the door, or like just after he got home or just before he got home, but I realized that I could see the clock in our bedroom, the digital clock, and it was still on. And I'm like, okay, this is just really weird. And it turned out that there were about 4 outlets in our house that were still working.
Yeah.
And so Sean rerouted the refrigerator from where it was not working to one of the outlets that was working. And
so,
we were able to charge our phones and stuff.
We live in a house from 1950. It was built in 1950, and it was originally meant as housing for the engineers who worked down at the Hughes aircraft plant down the hill. Howard Hughes had his airstrip and his plant down there, and they used to build planes. It's where the Spruce Goose came from. And it's about a mile and a half from here. And so the original occupants of our house were 2 bachelor engineers. and then eventually it was bought by a family, and they've owned it. We rent it from them. But when the house was built in 1950, it was done pretty quickly for Southern California weather. So it doesn't have like a lot of insulation and stuff like that. They just like knocked it out. And then they put power poles to serve the neighborhood that was growing in our back alley. So we have these old school power poles with big, thick power lines going through. And then we have 3 lines that come from the power poles into the house. And based on what Colleen told me, I think the winds crossed the lines. The lines arced and caught fire. The insulation burned off the lines and landed on our garage with sparks and embers. And so we're lucky that the house didn't catch on fire. But because like one of these 3 lines that come into the house went dead, and our neighbors were attached to it also. They had problems in their house. And the way our house is set up, where I think they put extra outlets in after the fact. So like there's an outlet that Colleen's computer is plugged in that's in the middle of the wall behind me. And there's one 4 feet away. And the one 4 feet away did work, but the one behind me didn't, that Colleen was put into. So, the whole house was like that. And so we did our extension cords. We ran one across to the refrigerator from the living room. I got like a 25-foot extension cord and ran it over and plugged in the fridge so the fridge didn't go. And then our neighbors kept calling us going, hey, do you have an extension cord? And so I'd take them an extension cord. And then we'd get another call. Like, hey, do you have another extension cord? Up to and including like being on the morning show the following day, I'd get another text going, do you have one more extension cord?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I put on a long song on the radio show, and I ran across the street, or ran next door rather, and threw an extension cord that I had dug out of my car onto their porch, and then sent her a text. And she's like, do you have one more extension cord? I'm like, look on your porch, because I just didn't have time to like knock and hand it to her. But so it was really hectic around here for a while. And, we're grateful that we didn't catch fire. That was certainly an option.
We were very lucky.
And our alley is full of weeds, and there's lots of combustible stuff around here. That could
and a lot of the embers landed on our garage.
Yeah, like on the roof of the garage. Yeah. So that was really crazy. And then trying to compensate for the lack of electricity, and it like coming on and going. And I'll be honest with you, with everything else going on in L.A., I thought for sure we were going to be without the remainder of our power for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to be about a week.
I thought it was going to be like 2 weeks because of all the fires, all the other power lines that are down, everything else, and neighborhoods that had more people in them that weren't getting electricity. I think we just happened to be close and an easy win. They basically went, we can fix this fast, let's do it. And they did. So I'm really, really grateful to that. And, DWP here in L.A.,
cool.
way to go, man, because that was just great.
Hey to Hugh and Benno.
Hugh,
Thanks
Benno,
for tuning
Hugh,
in, guys.
Udala, and Kelly
Did you get
popped in,
Hugh
too. I don't
and Matt?
Yeah, Matt was there. Chris Marble.
Hey,
There we
Chris.
go.
Hi, Chris.
Mr. Tillard?
I'll tell you though, the watching all of this happen with the fires, I did a wedding for some friends in Point Magoo, and so I had a Saturday where I drove up through that whole Pacific Palisades coastal area not too long ago, and it's a place that we also used to go when we were like in high school. Used to go hang out.
Yeah.
And just a beautiful, beautiful area. And, we were for sure slumming over there because we didn't belong there at all. But it's weird to think that it's all gone now. And so many people lost their houses. And in the case of one of those, like, celebrities are just like us, but richer. So many people that we know through entertainment either lost their houses or were evacuated out of the area. Steve Guttenberg from Short Circuit was the MVP. 'Cause he made a public service announcement to tell people if they left their cars in the evacuation zone to leave the keys inside so that they could move them. Because I don't know if you guys saw the footage of bulldozers bulldozing people's cars out of the way so fire trucks could get through.
Oh gosh.
What a mess.
But also, in addition to the craziness of, we had friends' houses burned down. We had a friend who her house is completely to the ground, gone.
Yeah.
We have another friend whose in-laws' house completely to the ground, burned down. She brought her in-laws home.
One of our friends from the line over at the Chinese theater for the various Star Wars movies, they lost their house in Altadena in the fire that came down to within like a block of where Colleen and I used to live on Lake. We used to live in an old what they call a dingbat style apartment building. One of those weird kind of quick and dirty cheapy ones with little nurnies on the front of it. And I kept checking to see if it was going to go because it really just got so close.
Yeah.
And other places, Sean mentioned the Will Rogers house is gone.
Yeah.
The Bunny Museum in Altadena is gone. The Real Inn, which has been around since like the 1960s, gone.
Yeah, a little later than that, I think.
Oh, I thought it was the 60s.
It's been around for like 36, 37 years.
I thought I went there when I was in high school. I guess not.
There's I think Gladstone's burned.
Gladstone's is where I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was the there's a motel up there that's used in a lot of production, and it's been there forever. In fact, it was built by William Randolph Hearst. Kind of tell you how old that thing was.
Wow.
There were churches that we had weddings at that we'd been to. Just all of these places, you're like, oh, I've been by there. I did a car show at that strip mall, or I did a
Rite Aid that we've frequented.
Right. It's like we got ice cream there.
Yeah.
It's just like bizarre stuff to see all this stuff gone. And then trying to figure out like everybody got evacuated out of Pacific Palisades in Malibu. And some of the people who like got evacuated and lost their houses, and it's really hard to tell who did what. Like because, of course they're not allowed, they're not mandatory to tell us that they lost their stuff. But Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, Ben Affleck all got evacuated. John Goodman lost his house.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal lost his house. Reese Witherspoon, Anna Faris, Cary Elwes lost his house. Dread Pirate Roberts.
Wow.
Also,
Kobe Smulders, Jeff Bridges.
From the same movie, When Harry Met Sally.
Oh.
Who was in When Harry Met Sally?
The actress?
Oh.
The actor.
Okay.
Oh, the actor.
Meg Ryan? Oh.
Billy Crystal.
Very
Billy
Sally.
Crystal.
I said Billy
Billy
Crystal.
I'm so
and
sorry,
who?
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ricky Lake and Diane Warren and Denise Crosby and Mario Lopez and James Woods and like all of these people that we know lost houses. And the jury's still out on Mark Hamill. We haven't heard anything from him, but he shot a couple pictures of
He
fire.
said he got out safe at least.
Yeah, he got out safe. He did with his family and his
that's all
pets,
about the
I think.
house.
And so that was good. But
yeah.
God, just a mess.
Yeah.
Paris
The first time I
Hilton,
went up to visit Matt, it was like that.
Mark Hamill lost his home.
Oh, did he?
Paris Hilton, Mark Hamill, Anthony Hopkins.
Because he didn't post on Instagram that he did.
These are reports in the news. Variety reports that Mark Hamill Variety is reporting that Mark Hamill evacuated. Hindustan Times is reporting that his house burned down.
Oh, okay.
Adam Brody.
Just crazy. Model Chrissy Teigen, Kate Beckinsale got evacuated.
Eugene Levy.
Holland Taylor. Mandy Moore.
Just crazy.
I know, Sandra.
But it's
Jamie Lee Curtis.
all of the
long list.
houses. Pacific Palisades is basically gone.
And the weird thing is to look at photos of the damage is like it's like 2 square miles of foundations.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's like, here's the concrete where a house was once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very bad. But what I set out to say a few minutes ago was that in addition to all of the very real danger that we're all facing, there are a lot of conspiracy theories happening.
Oh yeah.
Someone, I have heard a lot of people talking about how they think all the fires are caused by arson, and I've seen it posted online, and yet we saw in our own backyard how easy
that
it
could have
is
started.
in 100-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, I don't think it was 100-mile-an-hour winds here, but it was a good 60-mile-an-hour winds here.
Yeah.
They're pretty howling down here. They're,
High winds, very dry high winds, hot winds, and the fact that it hasn't rained in roughly forever.
We had really low rain this year. We had like
Yeah.
less than an inch or something stupid.
And the what might have been our saving grace is that because we're so close to the ocean, we had a lot of fog.
Right. We have
And
a very
so
moist environment
It's
here.
it's very wet here. So
Yeah.
that could have been the saving grace for us. If we were in a little bit more inland, it might not have gone so well for us. And
Pacific Palisades, though, is very
It's also
green
very-
and very wet.
yeah.
And, it's but the problem was just the winds were at 90 to 100 miles an hour, and you cannot fight that. There's just nothing you can do about that.
So, and I'm not saying that there's not a possibility that some of the fires were caused by arson, but I believe it is more likely that they were caused by Mother Nature or by accident.
Right. Well, I mean, it's not for us to determine. They'll do investigations and see what happens,
Right.
and they're usually pretty good at figuring out where something started and why.
Yeah. But I think it's not a good idea for people to immediately start saying that it was arson.
Right,
or
and that's my
that it was
point. Is
planned.
that it's like not our call.
Yeah.
Really, you can make all the stuff up you want, especially now that Facebook is not fast checking stuff.
Well, but I mean, I was in a conversation with
true.
somebody at work, and they said, well, there's no way that all these fires started all over the place all on the same night, so clearly it was homeless people that started the fires. And I'm like, hang on, it is possible that all these fires started in the same place. And I even saw a post from someone who's a battalion chief who said that that in addition to everything else being dry, once you get one big fire, a big wildfire, all of your resources go to that wildfire. And so now when a small fire breaks out somewhere else that would, under other circumstances, be fairly easy to put out, all of your resources are over here. So you have to reroute all of your resources, and that fire gets out of control because there just aren't enough resources.
Gotcha.
Well, and one of the problems that we were having here, definitely, and years and years ago, and I don't know if he's listening right now, but our friend Gregor lost his house to fire. He was in Yorba Linda, which is like southeast of Disneyland. And it's a nice community. It's got a lot of money in the community. And for whatever reason, the infrastructure was not up to the task to put out his neighborhood, and they didn't have water pressure at the fire hydrants for some reason. And they should have, and I think there was a big investigation into it. But so Gregor lost his house to fire and all of his stuff, and I think he made it out with the clothes on his back and his family safe and his computer, and that was kind of it. And, they rebuilt their house bigger, better, stronger.
And another
no water pressure meant they couldn't fight the fire adequately.
Yeah. And people are talking, there was, in Pacific Palisades this week, there was a problem with the water pressure, but you also have to realize that when everyone's trying to put out this huge fire with a system that is generally supposed to flush toilets and wash dishes
Right.
and take showers, you're going to run out of water pressure sooner.
Yes.
So,
We have plenty of water. We just don't have the pressure to get it to where it needs to go.
yeah. And then another
Yeah,
conspiracy that thankfully Sean was able to tell me about was that people have been posting, there's a video and still photos of the Hollywood sign with flames coming up behind it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And
Or on fire directly. I've seen
and
that too.
I thought it was real
Yeah.
because it was video.
Yes.
Nope, it's fake.
Yeah, it's totally fake. The
Yeah.
fire was considerably to the southwest of where the Hollywood sign is. It didn't quite get up there. And then some people were also confusing Mount Wilson with Mount Lee. The Hollywood sign is on Mount Lee. There are old, non-used radio transmitters and antennas up behind the Hollywood sign.
So they thought Mount Wilson was
And so
where
they,
the Hollywood
they
sign
thought
was.
Mount Wilson was where the Hollywood sign was. Mount Wilson is where most of our television broadcasts and radio broadcasts come from in Los Angeles because it's a very high point.
Yeah.
There's an observatory up there, and it is a historic site because of the observatory. Einstein used to go up there and do stuff, and it's where a lot of theories to the universe were formulated. It's where the term universe came from, and it's also where they discovered multiple galaxies with what was then state-of-the-art optics. So, of course we want to keep it around. It's amazing, and they still use it for astronomical study. And there's all these antennas up there, too, because it's a nice high point that you can get to and broadcast from. But people confuse it with where the Hollywood sign is all the time.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
before the whole world, or our whole world, caught on fire, I went to a dance on Sunday. That was fun. It was a Regency era tea dance, and so I got into my daytime Regency outfit and went and had a dance and had a lovely tea and very much enjoyed it.
Cool. Woohoo.
What did you guys do on the
Oh,
weekend other than
Awesome.
dealing with fires?
I didn't do anything, did I?
I think you did some errands on
Yeah,
Sunday
Disneyland.
because you got home
I went.
after I did.
I went to pick up some auction stuff I had won at the auction
Oh, that's nice.
place. So I got on this weird mission, which was I'm trying to find a short jacket to wear with a kilt. Because a long jacket hangs weird. It messes up the kilt. It's very strange. I need something that ends at the waist.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a short jacket that I can wear with a kilt and not mess everything up. Because, you don't want your kilt riding up. That's awkward.
Yeah.
So in looking for this at Target, I came across this jacket, which is it's like a Levi's style trucker jacket. And it's the same design that Matt Hooper wore in Jaws. And I saw this, and I'm like, that's totally cool. I need to get this just because it's got the Jaws connection. And so that sort of started me on this. I need to put a Matt Hooper costume together. And I almost had it together. If I had found the shoes I needed, which were really hard to find, but were also at Target, I would have found the whole costume in 24 hours and for about $100, which was pretty great because I found the pants, found the shirt, ended up finding the shoes at a different Target because they were hanging on a peg. Okay. Who hangs shoes on a peg? But found those, and so I've got this whole Matt Hooper from Jaws costume thing, and so I went on this entire quest to make it happen, and so that's what I ended up doing with my Sunday. It's like going to different stores, finding the shoes I wanted, all of that kind of stuff. And then Monday I had my car into the dealership and with all the fires going on, this is kind of awkward and maybe mildly ironic that I had to go to a warranty recall for my car so that they could put something in it to keep it from catching on fire. So they put a new fuse block in it because apparently the old one was catching fire, and I don't want my cart to
All
burn
right.
to the ground. So that's what I ended up doing. But not like Jeff. Jeff's got this
Seems to be
insane list of like
a
all
good
the
idea.
stuff he did.
You know,
So Jeff,
like
what
yeah, a few things, I guess.
what are the things you did?
My sister Tessa came down to visit, and of course, Aubrey's sister came as well. But excuse me, I haven't seen her at my sister's for like over a year, probably more like 2 years at least. You know, not sure when the last time I actually saw her was. And they came down because it was going to be was Sparrow and Christina's birthday on the 3rd, so they shared the same day. And it was neat just to see her, you know, and I got to see her a little bit because I was also working, so I see people for a little bit, go off to work, come back. But it was also the first time we actually went out on one of the days to Trader Sam's because I've never actually been there.
I don't think Colleen's been there either.
I have not.
We didn't. Yeah, we didn't end up eating inside though because it was like we walked up, you know, so there wasn't really a chance to go like, you know, to sit inside. So there's seating outside now, so we sat outside. I did get to see the inside because I went to the bathroom and such, but it's not very big inside. It's really kind of small. But it's it's themed really well, but it's just really small. Very, very, very tiki, you know. And then we had the birthdays, you know, and like 2 cakes, you know, and presents for them all and such. So that was nice. And she went back, I think, on Sunday, maybe? I'm not sure. Can't remember if it was Sunday or Monday. I think it was Sunday. My sister. So, I mean, that was nice. And, like, the thing I was going to bring up, something kind of funny before I get to the recent thing was, like, last week we went to a place called Sammy's Stack House by my house, somewhere on Tustin Street. And it's basically formerly like an IHOP.
Oh.
And the interesting thing was, like, the food was fine. The food was actually really good, you know, for something you'd expect if it was an IHOP, you know, but it was actually really good.
And it's still a pancake place. That's why it's called Stackhouse. Yeah,
they still do breakfast and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really odd to move around in there. That's like it's kind of really tight, tightly, you know, maneuvering to get around in there because I don't know if that's different from when it was like an IHOP either. I think they just reused all the booths, but just not a lot of space. I think they wanted to get more seating in there somehow as possible. But the thing that was funny was like the weirdest part. I went to the bathroom. Yeah, I went to go to the bathroom. I walk in there, and I'm like, was this like once a kids restaurant or something? Because like all the in the men's room, the urinal things were like way down to the ground. They're like
oh.
Well, like a few inches above the ground. They're really really low and very small. Like okay. And then like I think that the toilets were the same. It's so bizarre.
Well, they have
like, why is it like this?
They have urinals that mount flush with the floor, and they have a little lip around them so they don't spill. But they mount flush to the floor.
Yeah, these were the rectangular regular ones, and they were just like really low to the ground. They weren't on the ground. They were like still mounted like on the wall, but they're like really like I don't know how many inches, not even a foot up.
That's really weird.
So funny. I was like, is this where like was this for little kids? Like was this like a Chuck E. Cheese sort of thing at one point here? But yeah. Anyway, that was last week. So the last thing was that yeah, like Sean said, I ran into Sean at Disneyland. And Colleen had been making lots of treats, so they brought me some treats.
Yeah.
And
did you like them?
Everyone in the house is well, yes. Sparrow and Aubrey as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
like
they're
them,
all
so we all had
gone.
them.
They ate them all.
And I don't know who else might have had them too, but yeah, very
I'm
good.
glad you liked them. I've never
Yes.
made marshmallows before, so that was fun. I've made
Oh yeah,
Peeps,
It was-
but I've
yeah, it
never
was
made
neat.
marshmallows. So, yeah.
Wow.
it's tasty.
I did. Let me just see what it was that I remind myself what it was that I made. Over the weekend
Oh,
I
okay.
made
Hey Liz. Yeah.
apple cider caramels, gingerbread, quick frosted gingerbread. There we go. Chocolate chip meringue
okay.
cookies, eggnog waffles, and then earlier I had made peppermint marshmallows, and
Apple cider caramels.
apple cider caramels, and then apple cider
Yeah.
snickerdoodles and pfeffernuss and
Rugula.
rugula. I made
Yeah.
rugula pinwheel
Okay.
cookies.
Nice.
So I have to do a quick
Yeah.
post on all of my holiday baking.
So Laura posted a thing that said she smacked her foot on Chris's wheelchair ramp, and it made me think of Colleen, who got up in the middle of the night, smacked her foot into a box or something, bruised her foot so badly it turned black.
Oh dear.
And then went dancing on it.
Ah.
Yeah, it.
Oh dear.
When I woke up in the middle of the night, smashed my foot and it turned black. I was like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to be able to go to my dance, and I really want to go to my dance.
Oh,
and then I
dear.
got up in the morning
Aw.
and was puttering around the house, and I was like, okay, well, it looks funny. It's an odd color, but it doesn't hurt too badly. So I think this will be okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting dressed, and I get completely dressed, and I put my shoes on, and I say, oh no. It really hurts with my shoes on. So
Oh
I
no.
drove to
Oh.
Pasadena, where the dance was, with no shoes on, South Pasadena. And
Oh, man.
then parked my car, popped some aspirin, put my shoes on, and went into the dance. And it was fine. There was only one dance where I sat down after the dance because we did a lot of there was a lot of skipping involved in the dance. And so my foot really hurt after that, and so I sat down for the next dance.
Okay.
But yeah, that was
Wow.
good times.
Yeah, I cut my ring finger on my left hand, like the tip of it, the other day, like yesterday,
Wow.
cutting up little pieces of vegetables and stuff for the guinea pig. I think, or was it? Oh no, for the guinea pig, it was for all the house. It was like a butternut squash, so I was like,
Oh, butternut squash is
getting
hard
the peel
to cut.
off and everything, cutting it into cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know the
tiny little.
though,
It's
you
like
can
it's
use
almost like a
speed
puncture wound.
peeler.
Bink.
You can use a speed peeler instead of a knife on a butternut squash. I didn't realize that. And
Yeah.
since I discovered that, it's much easier.
Yeah, it would have been faster with that. Yeah, but
That sounds like a Ronco thing.
I think we took
Speed
the right one.
peeler.
It's just a peeler that's like in a Y shape instead of an L shape.
Gotcha.
So let's see. Was that everything that Sean went to Disneyland?
Over the
Jeff
weekend.
did all these visits.
Yeah.
I went out to dinner.
Yeah.
We're all exhausted.
Yeah, and then we talked all about the fires, which,
Yeah, totally.
let me see. We talked about everything on our list about the
Oh,
fires.
my goodness.
But also,
Yeah.
the fires aren't over.
No.
So, I mean, I can look at the
Yeah.
app right now and say that the Palisades fire is almost 20,000 acres right now. The Kenneth fire, which sprang up at 4 o'clock or maybe 3:30, is almost 1,000 acres.
Is that at Kennethon Regional Park?
No. The Kenneth fire is the one that's in West Hills.
Oh,
That's the one we got the evacuation notice for.
weird.
The Hearst fire,
okay.
which is Santa Clarita, the Lydia fire. I don't know where that is. It's out in the middle of, like, maybe it's Lancaster.
Wow.
The Creek fire
Idiot eats.
which is
It's
behind La Cañada.
Lydia
and
is Antelope Valley.
Okay, Antelope. Oh, yeah, Antelope Valley. That makes sense. And then the Eaton Fire, which is Altadena and Pasadena, and probably, what's the town my mom used to live in up there?
Sierra Madre.
Sierra Madre. Because it just looks like it's going that far.
Yeah. Jeff and I used to do charity out in Antelope Valley.
Oh, and I missed the Sunset Fire, but that has been beaten back to only 42 acres.
That was the one in West Hollywood.
Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, everybody was really worried about the Magic Castle, the Chinese Theater, and the Hollywood sign.
Yeah. And the Hollywood Bowl.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then there's the Sunswept Fire, which is mostly out. It's only 0.5 acres now.
But I haven't been keeping
Good grief.
account, but I have seen on my Facebook feed about a dozen homes burned of people I know.
Yeah.
And some of them are really interesting, where it's like everybody has an interest, everybody has a collection. One of our friends runs historical dances, and she lost all her costumes, along with her husband. Costume.
Husband's costumes, not
Right.
her husband.
Let me finish. Yeah.
You paused for too long.
And so that's really tough. There's someone I know who was an amateur animation archivist and had like a century's worth of animated cells and things. Lost his whole collection. If Mark Hamill lost his house, Mark Hamill had an insane Star Wars collection of all the toys and memorabilia and stuff that he'd had over the years. That's all gone.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see just, where you have to choose, like, what do you save? And of course, your life and pets are first, and then what are the things that you need to get out of the house? The Will Rogers State Park, where Will Rogers' bunkhouse, and I say bunkhouse in an amusing way because it's 33 bedrooms or 33 rooms. That they managed to get some of the art and furnishings out of before it burned, and save some of those, which is good because it's a nearly 100-year-old structure where we used to do historical events at costume stuff and whatnot, and the stables are gone, and it had a big open polo field that I think burned down and all of that kind of thing. But it was a state park, and not only that,
That's a bummer.
there were like park rangers who lived on site. They lost their houses. Like all of this kind of stuff that you can't replace. A lot of churches are gone.
Well, it's unknown on Mark Hamill. He evacuated, but I don't.
Yeah,
see
he
a
hasn't
report
posted
on
for a
whether-
few days.
Yeah.
And so we'll wait to see.
We'll just think good thoughts for him.
Seriously. And there are a lot of people who were evacuated who didn't lose their stuff. Like, I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis lost her house.
Yeah.
But, of course, she got evacuated.
I thought it was reported that she did.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro lost his house, I think. And,
Oh man.
but
Our palate cleanser lost a
right.
house.
Well, and he also had a big collection of like horror stuff.
Oh yeah, from all his
Yeah.
all his movies and regular horror. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was crazy. Harlan Ellison's house has apparently been spared. The author. It used to be called Ellison Wonderland was the name of his house, and that's apparently still okay. It's just kind of nuts. And
Gotcha.
and the real connection is that these are the folks who bring us entertainment, and it's really easy to sit there and go, yeah, Hollywood burned to the ground, they deserve it, whatever. But then you got to kind of rock back and think, these are the people who make all the things you like. These are the movies you quote, the ones you go see in theaters, the one you replay incessantly at home on DVD or Blu-ray or streaming services. It's not like you hate Hollywood. You like the stuff they put out. I see a lot of people going, yeah, that's what celebrities deserve. And it's like, I don't think they're any different in the average people who have also lost their houses elsewhere in all of these fires.
Right.
We just have a connection to them because they do make the things
pardon me.
that we like. We like Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is the dude. man. We like Tron. We
Yeah.
like the stuff
Yeah,
he
it does,
did.
yeah.
And, therefore we feel bad that he's, had to evacuate and he lost his house and all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
but I see a lot of people just getting really, really, yeah, let's watch it burn. And it's like, really, guys? Really?
Yeah, I know.
People are awful.
You want me to say that when it happens to your town? What if you lose your house? You don't want me to cheer. This
I
is
know.
just kind of rude. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
but hopefully they get things squared away soon. It's going to be
Yeah.
bad. Although Colleen and I read earlier today that President Biden has promised full recovery coverage for 180 days here in the city. Very generous, and in direct conflict with nasty comments being made by the incoming president. So
Right.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'm gonna kind of miss that. Chris is
Yeah.
taking his sci-fi expertise away to Las Vegas.
Bye.
Bye, dude.
Oh,
Thanks
my
for
goodness.
reporting on us. Have
All
fun
right.
at the meeting.
Bye, Chris. Yeah.
All right. So
so we
let's.
still-
Are we ready to move on?
Yeah, do some Star Wars history and stuff.
Go for it,
I
Jeff.
think so. Yeah. Okay. And hello to Vicky and Chris, the other Chris. Okay. So we have two birthdays. Excuse me. January 4th, 1923. That's when Chick Stone was born. And he worked on. Hold that back up. He worked on the Marvel comic series, the Marvel Star Wars series. If you're looking for what he did for for Star Wars, and he also worked at Fawcett Comics and such, and Marvel, working on Fantastic Four and Thor and Batman and Archie and other stuff. So yeah, he's a comic book illustrator. Okay, and then we had January 5th, 1929. That's when Russ Manning was born. He writer and penciler of the Star Wars newspaper comic strips,
Which were really good.
Also, yeah. So, and then let's see.
While we're talking about
I think I fucked it up.
Russ
When
Manning
did
and,
I do that?
and Star Wars comic art for a second, a friend of ours came over, Jeff, who used to work at a comic store.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That's right.
his,
This is what we worked on.
his comic store unfortunately went out of business. He didn't run it. He just worked
Oh,
there
dear.
for 2 decades. But he brought me this really kind of interesting gift that I think you would appreciate, Jeff.
It's me.
Let's see if I can
Oh.
zoom in here. So, he brought this replica. It's not real, but it's a framed replica of a comic layout sheet from one of the old Star Wars comic books. And so,
Oh wow, the Marvel ones or something? Or?
yeah. And so, it's got all the
That's pretty cool.
dialogue things in here,
I see it.
the sketches and things, which are super
And the
cool.
reflection.
And apparently it came from a book that they released that had all of this kind of stuff in it. And then to sort of complete the circle, he brought me the actual comic book that the page appears in, which is really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
that's
it
cool.
was a kind of a thoughtful thing. I got to
Old
figure out
school,
where the
yeah.
heck I'm going to put it, but super thoughtful. And this
Yeah.
book sounds really interesting, but the book runs like $150,000, but $150, $150,000.
Dollars.
My
Yeah.
decimal in the wrong place. But it was kind of really neat. We brought that over yesterday, and that was
Nice.
That was a lot of fun.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Russ Manning also created Magnus, Robot Fighter, and worked on Tarzan and the Star Wars.
He did a lot of
There you go.
Tarzan stuff.
For Russ Manning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
A lot of other stuff he did, but those are big ones.
he did stuff for Gold Key, which were always kind of like
Yeah.
cheesy comics. They were like, gold key.
I mean,
That was funny.
yeah, it makes you wonder. But they had a lot of stuff like Turok, Son of Stone, and stuff way back when. So, it was redone later on.
Well, and he.
Let's see. We
always-
have now we're.
He always had like a very heavy line. Russ Manning did.
Yeah,
I always kind of liked it.
yeah, which I like. Yeah. Let's see. We have Star Wars history, where sorry, there goes again. January 5th, 1975 was when Ralph Corey first painted droids in the desert as part of the set to sell Star Wars.
Very cool.
Yeah. January 8th, 1976 was when John Mallow completed the final art for the look of Obi-Wan's robes.
John Mallow, what I always thought was really
Weird
interesting,
art.
because if you look at John Mallow's costume designs, Ralph McQuarrie had a very detailed line that he would do for each character, and he would draw faces, portraits, and stuff, and do that kind of stuff. John Mallow couldn't really draw, and so he would like lay out the costume in this really rough fashion. But what John Mallow really brought to Star Wars is he was a military specialist, and he knew uniforms.
Yeah.
So he did the uniforms really well. So I'm really surprised that he did so much work on Obi-Wan, and that they like sort of give him the credit for
I know.
Because I'll show you a real quick John Mallow sketch for you guys watching on video, and kind of show you how quick and dirty some of his stuff could be. This is a John Mallow sketch, and it's there's like a costume behind it, needed an overlay over it, and he would do these like, really quick and dirty kind of things that didn't have a ton of detail, but you got the idea. You knew what it was supposed to be, and that was kind of cool. And so this was a design for an early Rebel soldier thing, which a lot of these got revisited for the Clone Wars and that kind of stuff when they did the Clone Wars animation. So yeah, I always had a soft spot for John Mallow just because his drawings weren't that great. They were serviceable.
Dang. Yeah. Last bit of Star Wars history. We have January 9th, 1987 is when Star Tours opened at Disneyland.
Woohoo! And you were there. Well, some of us were
Star
there.
Tours.
They did
Did I
a...
say Star Wars opened?
You said Star Tours, I
I
think.
think it said Star Tours.
Star Tours.
They did
did. Okay.
I think
I
they
don't know.
did a like 72 hours full open weekend on that.
Probably. I don't know.
You were there, weren't you, Sean?
Yeah. And I'm trying to
Pardon me.
remember. I was pretty sure that it was open.
It was open like 24 hours. You've talked about it a billion times.
Yeah. And it was because the only way you could really get on it to ride it without having to wait in a stupid line was to go at like 2 a.m.
Ugh, there's another new fire.
So, Eric says Liz was there too. Right on.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Eric. Eric says he misses the original Star Tours. I do too. There was just a charm about it that was really cool. I think, and we were lucky. I felt very fortunate in that when Colleen and I went to Paris, they had already taken the old Star Tours out of the United States parks, but they still had the original Star Tours in Paris, in their Tomorrowland. And so we got to go on it. Although he was speaking French, Rex Rex apparently has multiple languages under his belt. But I really did appreciate
Oh, that'd be great to hear.
Yeah, it was
Just
actually
got a
kinda cool.
notification of another fire.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's called the Foothill Fire, and it is at the intersection of the 210 and the 118 in Pacoima.
Yeah.
Yee
Well,
boy.
the 210 and the 118 is one of those things that that was one of the wind corridors they were really worried about fires in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Initially, when it wasn't about fire, it was just about wind. We had dangerous, life-altering winds, I think they called it, or life-endangering winds, or something like that. They had a weird term phrase for it. So,
in back to Star Wars news, it's the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, and there's a new logo. There's an anniversary logo. It says 20, Revenge of the Sith, and has a Darth Vader's helmet on it.
Well,
okay.
I think the whole thing for Revenge of the Sith was Vader's helmet in flames.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That was the thing back then, and so so they're doing a riff on it now.
Yeah.
It was interesting when they announced that. They announced at San Diego Comic-Con that the name was going to be Revenge of the Sith. Steve Sansweet did it, and he did one of those Superman reveals where he opened his jacket and there was the logo, which was really funny, and it looked just like Return of the Jedi, and we were like, boring. And then they came up with all this stuff with Vader's head in flames, which was considerably more inventive.
Our next story is about James Mangold's Jedi Star Wars movie gets an exciting story update. What we know so far about the upcoming Star Wars movie, besides that
there is one,
is that it's taking place 25,000 years before the events of A New Hope, which is really long. So maybe there will be dinosaurs in it.
Jedi dinosaurs.
Right.
And
the
first time they meet a Jedi, basically. First Jedi.
Yeah.
I mean, he's excited about it.
It's called Star Wars: The Dawn of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Shouldn't that be about zombies? Zombie Jedi? Dawn of the Jedi? They hole up inside a Star Wars mall, and they they try to keep safe.
No.
He says he's excited to have a movie that is so far before everything else because he's not interested in being handcuffed by so much lore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, which is a problem that they have with a lot of people who want to direct Star Wars projects, is they don't want to do them within the confines of what Star Wars is. So that's
not really sure what they're saying as an actual update. It's all very vague.
Oh yeah, this is like what, coming soon or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much just a rumor post as near as I can tell.
Yeah. And then the last thing we have is Skeleton Crew episode 6, which is that the one we watched tonight, or is that the one?
That's
from
the one
last
from
week?
last week.
Okay.
Last week.
So that was the one that we already talked about last week.
The one we watched
because we couldn't contain
just
ourselves.
before the show was very good.
Yes.
Yeah, episode 7.
But we'll talk about it next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
So very, very good.
But yeah, we are spoiler free for talking about, or we are okay for spoilers for talking about episode 6.
We can talk more details about last week, but I feel like the only thing that I wanted to say about last week was the how they handled the disability of one of the kids.
I think so too.
Yeah.
If you bailed out of
if
you bailed out of the show last week, we were talking about how it's not often that they actually deal with people who have limited abilities in Star Wars, and to discover that KB's implants were to save her life, and it wasn't a thing they did as a elective surgery, if you will, was really kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
And that she had to keep that going, and this sort of like subplot of her trying to maintain her technology was really kind of cool. We just haven't seen that before, and it gives a different look when you look back on characters like Lobot and characters that we've known for a really long time with these implants. It kind of makes you think about it, like, was this a choice? Was it a thing that happened to him? What was the deal?
Yeah.
Star Wars likes to play with cybernetic implants in really unusual ways. There were something in one of the more recent movies, I think, that was called the decraniated, if I'm remembering that right. And it was basically people who had their skull cut off at their eyeballs, so their heads were flat, and then they
Okay.
had technology over their face that basically they sort of became computer-controlled biological
Wow. Okay.
robots. It was weird. It's really
Weird.
strange. And
Huh.
and obviously we weren't meant to look at them any more than just the
Yeah.
the thing. Here, I'll show you a quick
Yeah.
picture if I can of them, because it's
Yeah.
creepy as heck. It's like it's not a thing
Yeah.
that you look
I think
at Star Wars and go, "Ooh, that's awesome."
Yeah. I think the most impressive thing that about last week, and I think we actually talked about it last week for me, was the big old monster that came at him.
Yeah, yeah.
That big like turtley monster. Yeah.
The trash crab,
Yeah.
right? So
Big old trash crab. And
And-
yeah.
And people who worked on that were calling it the
tetanus.
Tet apostrophe ness. Because
weird.
there were so many spiky bits on it that they kept hurting themselves on.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was completely animatronic, so to speak, puppeted.
It
not
CG. It was stop motion animated, which was really kind of cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so they had Phil
But it was
Tippett's
physically
team
there
on it, and it was kind of a neat throwback to the old school.
Yeah.
I was looking to see they gave one of the crabs to the director. What's her name from Jurassic World?
Howard
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of a name, which is
Brain.
terrible.
Dallas.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas
Bryce
Howard.
Dallas
Howard.
Howard. Yeah, there we go.
So they gave her one, and she was calling it Team Trash Crab, which was
That's
pretty
funny.
fun. So this is the full scale trash crab that was designed to be stop motion animated by the group, which they totally did. And Phil Tippett, of course, this is him in early days in The Empire Strikes Back, animating AT-ATs.
Yeah.
He did this in exactly the same way.
Wow.
Which was super cool.
Yeah.
They had
And the
some
Tauntaun.
smaller ones too. So here's them building the model, which is really neat. And anything. This, I guess, the big one was called
Looks like chicken.
the Mama Crab.
Yes.
And like the Close
Oh.
Encounter spaceship, it has like droids hidden in it and stuff like that. So that's really fun.
It was
Anyway,
insane.
I did
Yeah.
like that. Oh, here's your sign, Colleen. This is the sign called Tetanus the Mama Crab.
Yeah.
And it was called tetanus because it was metal and everybody kept getting
Maybe.
stuck on it.
Make up
Right.
like gurus. Touches.
That's pretty awesome.
Moving right along
Yeah.
to theme
Yeah.
parks. 3 things. There's something on here that.
Before you do, just
It's the top of
let
the
me
hour.
jump in for the top of the hour. If you are
Excuse me.
listening to us on sci-fi.radio, thank you. This is where we started out before we went to video and stuff like that. If you like the station, like what you hear, whether we're on it or not, consider that Patreon button, won't you? They are listener supported, and that's how they survive. We license our music on the station, so we're not a pirate station. We do actually pay royalties to everybody we pay, so we give Weird Al money. Everybody gets money. So consider that if you would. And of course, go to sci-fi.radio, check out the schedule. We've got all sorts of other programs going on that happen 24/7. So that is worth your time, I promise. If you're watching us, you could be doing it on my Facebook page or on the sci-fi.radio Facebook page. We are also over at Twitch and at YouTube. However you choose to hang out with us, we are grateful that you do. Big thanks to Kit, who puts together our show document. That's where we pull all our topics and birthdays and history and all that kind of stuff from. So thanks to Kit for doing that. And, of course, to all y'all for tuning in and hanging out with us.
I'm Colleen Kaylee Crosby.
Cool. This is Jeff Soledado.
And I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. Thanks for kicking it with us.
Okay, theme parks. The holiday overlay on the Haunted Mansion will return this year, despite rumors that it wouldn't, which is sad because I'm not a fan. I like the classic. I don't hate it, the holiday overlay, but I don't really love it either.
I had heard a rumor that I thought was better, and unfortunately it turned out to just be a rumor, but it spread fast, as
Like
these
a
things
fire.
as these things do. The rumor was that they weren't going to open the overlay, they weren't going to start installing it until November 1st. So
Well, that's not true either.
So you had the opportunity, ostensibly, to go to the Haunted Mansion on Halloween and see it as the Haunted Mansion and not as Christmas. That's not true. They're installing it again in August, the way they like to do, which means it sits there for way too long.
Yep.
5 months of Christmas in the Haunted Mansion is too much. Just saying.
So it's not on our list, but Sean, would you please tell us about the new shop that they have at the exit to the Haunted Mansion?
Oh, yeah. I finally got to go see it, and unfortunately I didn't. I should have taken a lot of pictures and stuff for you, but my Disney trips have been curtailed by a lot of illness and whatnot from getting to Disneyland and then being blocked out and all that kind of thing. But her shop is called Madame Leota's Somewhere Beyond. It is a carriage barn that has been installed right outside the exit to the Haunted Mansion, which is now closed as they do the refurbishment back to the Haunted Mansion. They installed the new line. It's been closed for a while. And the barn is big. It is bigger than you expect it to be. Most carriage barns I've been in have been about a third size smaller than this. But it's decorated well. Apparently, the lead decorator was Kim Irvine. This is significant because, Kim Irvine has been an Imagineer with Disney for like 30, 40 years. And two, her mother was Leota Toombs. And Leota Toombs is, of course, Madame Leota, was named for her. It's her face in the ball when you go through the ride. And it's really kind of a cool thing to go to. They have a lot of little in-jokes and references. And actually, it was really interesting. I ran into a lot of people who kept looking at the decorations and were very disappointed that they couldn't buy any of the decorations. Yeah. And some of the stuff was really neat. I'm going to grab some pictures from another site here. Except this dumb thing, which is trying to... Apparently, I can't get rid of advertising or something on this page, which is really dumb. But somebody did take some pictures of it, which are pretty good. So it's, it very much looks like a barn.
Oh.
There is a nice tribute to Leota Toombs in the form of a... portrait that's above the door as you exit. You can see it that's there. And then, of course, there's little shadow boxes of various things, palmistry and fortune telling and that kind of thing. It has a very old feel. It really does kind of feel more like it's Madame Leota's garage than it does like it's the place where she does actual readings. There is a glowing an orb when you first walk in, and in the good use of space kind of category, it's weird. There's this whole table arrangement with this maybe 12-inch diameter glowing crystal ball in it that doesn't quite look like a good use of space. It looks like it's kind of they needed something to put there or something. It was kind of weird.
Yeah,
But
a little bit.
I enjoyed kind of checking it out, and I spent too much time. I think I scared the guys in there because it was just here. This is better. It was just so detailed that I wanted to check everything. There are instruments all around the upper loft area, and those instruments periodically will make their own noise. You'll hear a drum or a violin or a tambourine or something like that, very much like in the Haunted Mansion. And then periodically, they all come together and play music, which is really kind of cool.
Gotcha.
And I waited
Interesting.
past the half of the hour to
That's
see
it,
if the crystal ball did anything. And it seemed to do just a little bit of a light show at the half hour. So maybe it does it at the top of the hour and the half hour. I could be wrong about that. But it seemed to do something more than just glow and murmur and things like that. It's a neat effect.
Gotcha.
It's got lots of lights and action and movement in it, and I appreciate that. And so it's kind of the focus of the entire shop. The stuff that they were selling is pretty much the stuff that they've had over in New Orleans Square. There are a couple of interesting things like some Madame Leota ornaments and whatnot that we haven't seen before. But if you're a Haunted Mansion fan, this is Haunted Mansion Central, and but people wanted to buy these sort of spiritual oil sign. The tarot card stuff. There's a lot of the decorations are beautiful, and that's what people wanted to leave with. Like they wanted to buy replicas of these decorations. There was one sign in particular that was about Madame Leota that was on the side of a case that just had like tchotchkes and stuff in it. And it was on the side of this case, I think, in fact, which kind of has the 13 o'clock in it, kind of referring back to the clock inside the Haunted Mansion. Lots of references to the mansion in it. Some make sense, some don't. Like this one with the clock really doesn't make much sense because the grandfather clock is its own thing, and I don't get it. But and I don't think they took a picture of the sign that I saw. No, they didn't. That everybody kind of wanted, but it was neat. It was basically like an ad for Madame Leota's palm reading and that kind of thing, and that was the thing everybody wanted to go. So either they put it up there with plans to sell it later, or I imagine if enough people request it, they will sell it, because it was like a 12 by 18 inch sign that was like a shingle she would hang out if she were doing readings or something.
Yeah,
I really liked it, but I didn't take any pictures while I was there. I just sort of experienced it. It was kind of cool.
That's cool. That works. And then the final thing is we want to hop over to Universal Orlando workers who got new name tags with Epic Universe on them. And do you have the photo, Sean? I think it's in the chat.
Maybe I'll go look.
The names on the name tags are like lined up with what their various lands are, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have their Facebook post.
Okay, we'll just look at that then.
Which I will do with that. Hang on, let me fire that up. And so basically, this is an example of what the name tags are going to look like. Every theme park name tag is all kind of the same, but if you read these carefully, you see Harry Potter characters, How to Train Your Dragon characters, Nintendo characters. Dracula is represented on it.
Who's Daisy? Do we know?
I don't. There's an Elizabeth too, which is weird. So like some of them are kind of vague.
Princess Daisy.
Yeah, Princess. Oh yeah,
from
okay.
Universal,
right.
From
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Right.
And then who else don't we know? Jacob?
I recognized Peach and Mario.
Yeah.
Victor, I assume is Victor Frankenstein.
Or it
Crumb.
could be Victor
Or
Crumb.
Yeah.
from
I don't
Harry
know.
Potter.
Yeah, but he's a little far.
Is Victor Crumb?
Like
What's his name? I don't know. Whatever.
as to be upfront like that, I'd be surprised if that was supposed to be
So
Victor
there are
Crumb.
multiple characters with the name Jacob in Universal Media, including a character from Harry Potter, a character from Genesis, and a character from Jacob Tutu.
Okay.
So
Maybe it's Twilight. I don't know.
Yeah.
But Harry,
Yeah,
Ron, and Luna, of
Princess
course,
Peach up
we
top.
recognize. And
well, Jacob Kowalski is from the Harry Potter universe.
he just doesn't seem like name tag material to me.
I mean, they have Dolores there. Is that Dolores Umbridge?
Maybe she was
could be.
She was a main villain, so probably.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Like I expect Ron and Luna and Mario and Harry and a lot of these kind of make sense, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But
Jacob.
the little design at the bottom that indicates each of the different lands is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's cute.
And I don't know who Apollo is.
Let me see if I can figure it out. Although you didn't like my answers for the other characters, so I'm not sure my looking it up is...
I just didn't think they would go super vague with them. But
Yeah.
then,
mean,
Apollo is a character... Well, that doesn't make sense. In Disney's Hercules and the Legend of the Three
no.
Caballeros, those are both Disney.
no, that would not be.
The
No.
son of Zeus and
I mean,
Leto.
unless it's Battlestar.
A member of Gord's Gym. Appears on the
Gord's?
rooftop on a building in Bumbleberg. Apollo Gord,
Bumbleberg.
Universal Studios Wiki.
Okay. Must be that.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'm going to say that they do have some pretty out there stuff.
Well, the one thing that they don't have, if they really were going to do Easter eggs, is they don't have, and these all say Orlando, they don't have Chris from Orlando. And because apparently in Universal Studios, if you forget your name tag, you become Chris from Orlando. That's the
Really?
temporary name tag they hand you.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
And I thought for sure they would
Oh,
have it
yeah.
in there. That
Awesome.
would be awesome. And so I'm disappointed to
Wow.
not see it.
Yeah.
Boo.
And Jeff and I went last time we were there, long ago and far away.
Yeah.
we
We were
went to-
at the islands part. Yeah.
Yeah, and we liked that park. So,
Yeah.
I don't know that this is going to be a thing. Chris from Orlando is also a punishment at Disney World, by the way. If you don't get your tag, so
The same name?
the same name.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. The idea being also that it's gender
Awesome.
neutral. You can hand Chris to anybody
Yeah,
who lost their badge.
right.
Yeah.
So, but it is kind of considered a punishment. Pretty funny.
Okay,
That's awesome.
Sean, can you take our next section, please?
I can. Pardon me a second. My apologies. I'm still. Well, I'm especially suffering from asthma for all the fires in the area. I have an appointment to see the doctor tomorrow. In fact,
Yay.
which was amazing. They made it so quickly. Very.
Yeah, they heard breathing issues. I'm
Right,
like,
yeah, I
yeah.
guess so.
Come on in.
Brenton Wood is a soul singer. Kind of hit it big in 1967 with a song called the Oogum Boogum Song. Has passed away at the age of 83. Died surrounded by friends and family. He had Give Me a Little Sign and Baby You Got It, and he had some other hits and stuff like that. His real name was Alfred Jesse Smith, but Brenton Wood is what you need to look up his music. The world's oldest person has died at the age of 116. Tomika Ituka, a Japanese woman who was certified by the Guinness Book of World Records, passed away, and she was at a care home in December, on December 29th, when she passed away in Hyogo Prefecture in central Japan. And it's really funny. So she was born on May 23rd, 1908, and they're listing her life and accomplishes. And it said she loved bananas and a yogurt-flavored Japanese drink called kelpis.
Oh,
so there you go.
I think we tried kelpis when we were in
I
Japan.
think we did too.
Yeah.
Very good.
I would like to say something about that. Not just, it's interesting to report on the world's oldest person dying because there's always the next oldest person, and then they become the world's oldest person, and then they die. So
Right.
there's always a world's
There's
oldest
always a
person.
world's oldest person, right?
And they're always...
And they know who it is. So
It's wild.
So in this case, also 116 years old, only 16 days younger
Oh, dear.
than the woman we just lost, is a Brazilian nun, Ina Canabaro Lucas.
So everybody's just like keeping an eye on her.
They're checking her out, right?
Oh, my gosh.
Well, she's a nun. I mean, she could live forever.
That's true.
She doesn't have a lot of outside influences probably going on.
Yeah.
Sadly, having passed away at the age of 47 to suicide, which is pretty awful. Film writer and director Jeff Baena, he was married to Aubrey Plaza, and they found an assistant found him in his home in Los Angeles, apparently having passed by suicide. He did The Little Hours and The Horse Girl and Life After Beth, and met, I think, Aubrey Plaza on one of his projects. And we haven't heard anything about that. I'll remind you, because we take suicide and mental health fairly seriously over here, that you can go to browncoats.org if you want to talk to somebody. Browncoats.org is an organization that it's actual 501c3. It's legitimately certified for mental health treatment, and they run something called Badass, and they can point you into a place that can help you. If you want to talk to somebody, if you're having bad thoughts, if you're whatever you're doing, go check that out, because they will point you in the right direction. And it's called the Brown Coats Auxiliary. You can also get there at wearebadass.org. We'll take you there too. It's called the Brown Coat Auxiliary Depression and Anxiety Support System. So check that out. Seriously, because suicide's a pretty awful way to go, especially for the people you leave behind. It's you get to go, and then they get to pick up the pieces, and it's just awful. The donkey that inspired the character in Shrek has passed away at the age of 30. That's Perry, not a platypus, the donkey. And it says, in 1999, he reinvented himself as a movie star. Mike Holland, one of Perry's 30 volunteer handlers, told CBS Bay Area News last summer, "When you're looking at the body and the donkey in Shrek, that's his body, or at least as it was back in 1999 and 2001.
Yeah.
The animators lived nearby, brought a team over to study him, but he had medical bills, and the city stepped in to help with his medical bills and kept him going. And honestly, 30, pretty good run for a donkey.
Yeah.
In donkey's years.
Right? I don't know what that is in donkey
the average
years.
the average lifespan is like 30, 33. They can go to 40 sometimes, but
wow.
Yeah.
Character actress Gwen Van Dam passed away at the age of 96. She was in the Brady Bunch and even did a Lil Wayne music video. Montgomery Clift, the actor, told her to reject the Columbia Pictures contract offer that they were offering her, and that she would do better to strike out on her own. And I guess she did. She was in True Confessions, Halloween, Coming Home, Stir Crazy, The Trip to Bountiful. Like she worked a lot. So pretty good stuff. She was just finishing a play. And she was in Mannix and Maud and Moonlighting and Star Trek Generations and Gilmore Girls and all sorts of stuff. Well, Colleen and I are watching. We're watching Moonlighting again. We'll have to keep an eye out for her. And then Peter Yarrow has passed away, which was interesting because I first heard the news from a friend of mine who was his goddaughter. Which was she's like, most people don't know this, but because her mom was like a DJ and always hung out with all these folk artists and jazz artists and things like that. And so Peter Yarrow was her godfather. It was interesting. He was, of course, part of Peter, Paul, and Mary. He co-wrote the song Puff the Magic Dragon. So if you've ever had that stuck in your head, you can blame Peter Yarrow. He passed away at the age of 86. And Peter, Paul, and Mary also made Bob Dylan huge because they sang his songs, delivered them to a, public that then went to seek out the original songwriter, which was kind of interesting. They worked with like Pete Seeger and all that kind of thing. So, and won 2 Grammy Awards, but Blowin' in the Wind was the song that they released from Bob Dylan that became absolutely huge. It did not hurt that they did it standing alongside Martin Luther King Jr. at the March on Washington. It's location. And really kind of interesting stuff. And then, of course, Puff the Magic Dragon became the source of all sorts of speculation. Is it a fantasy story? Yeah. Was it about weed? They say it was not about weed. So, but there are skeptics out there, gotta say. Anyway, sad to hear of his passing. I think only Paul remains from Peter, Paul, and Mary. Mary passed away a couple decades ago, and now that we've lost Peter, now Paul is the only one left.
Bummer deal.
Jeff, you want to start the speed round?
Sure. Herbie, that's the cough. There's a trailer coming that's on our list here. It's coming out March 7th, called "In the Lost Lands." It's got mainly the only people I recognize in it are Dave Bautista and Mila Jovovich.
Mila Jovovich.
Well, her husband's like directing it. Isn't Paul W.S. Anderson like her husband? Anyway, it looks really fun. It's like a pop post-apocalyptic fantasy film with like magic and witches and demons and skeletons walking around and whatever. So it looks kind of fun. A little action movie. But,
skeletons walking around got my attention.
Yes, it looks good.
Cinemark movie theaters, at least out here in California, I don't know where Cinemark's whole footprint is, has a deal on January 19th for Popcorn Day, which is $5 to bring your own bucket. And the restriction is that it's one day only on the 19th, and that the bucket can't be bigger than 400 ounces.
400?
400
Oh, I thought
ounces.
It was 40.
Maybe it's a typo.
Well, so a 400-ounce bucket
that's a lot of ounces.
Is essentially the big orange bucket that you get from Home Depot. I believe that is a 400-ounce bucket.
Where is this?
Awesome. That's a lot, though.
You can buy a movie-themed bucket if you would like. They're available for purchase at the Cinemark website. And they'll have sweepstakes and promotions. And online gift card purchases will be 10% off. It's funny because I'm going to have to click through to another.
Wait, did you really say 400 ounces?
That's what I said. But I'm looking. I can't find the Cinemark thing to see if that's a typo. And it is not a typo.
It is not a typo. Okay.
400 ounces is the equivalent of 2 extra large popcorns.
Okay, so I will amend my statement because I looked up the Home Depot bucket. The Home Depot bucket is a 5-gallon bucket, but and this is fluid ounces. I don't know about dry measurement. I don't know what kind of specifics they're getting into.
It's close enough.
But 400 ounces is 3.125 gallons. So you can bring a 3-gallon bucket and be perfectly comfortable in being able to fill it with popcorn twice.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow, man.
That's a lot of popcorn.
That's crazy. That's just nuts.
The picture on their site
geez.
shows somebody with a pail with a shovel in it.
Nice. I'm building a popcorn castle.
Right, and then there's like a Home Depot bucket. There's a sandcastle bucket. There's someone's hat, and there's a Halloween trick or treat bucket, an ice bucket. It's very fun.
Show up with one of those like orange pumpkins. Well,
someone in the picture, there's an orange pumpkin bucket.
So of course, these popcorn buckets have become like really hot commodities when you buy them at the store. And so now, and they're always something weird. Like I have ghost trap popcorn buckets and things like that. But
I mean, I suppose you could bring a garbage bag.
Well, which we used to do when we were kids. That was the thing that we did when we were kids, is brought a trash bag full of popcorn.
And I will point out that you don't actually have to buy a movie ticket to buy the popcorn.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
It's
there's
very
nothing on
interesting.
here that says you have to.
But so people were getting so excited about the weirdest popcorn buckets. You can now create your own weirdest popcorn bucket. You want to take a Boba Fett helmet and fill it with popcorn? Knock yourself out.
They are reserving the right to refuse any bucket that is deemed unsanitary or a potential health risk. So you have to come with something clean.
Yeah, you can't come with anything naughty, of course. So don't try to be like pervy on them. Just come with something fun.
Yeah. Now I want to think up a really fun bucket to take. And somebody, Budala said, how can you fit 3 gallons of popcorn in your belly? But the thing is, you can always take it home, or you can show up to the theater with 10 friends and all share 1 bucket of popcorn for $5.
Well, and when I bought the popcorn bucket for Ghostbusters, that had it had the trap, and then it had this flared purple trapezoidal thing that was full of the actual popcorn, so that you got a reasonable amount of popcorn, and it was significant. It would easily fit a large size popcorn and then some in it. And they made me take popcorn. I bought the bucket, and they were so excited that I came in to get it. I think I was wearing like my Ghostbusters jacket, and they were so excited for me to come in and get it. They're like, when they brought me the trap, the manager of the theater looked back at the woman who brought the trap out there, went, "Where's his popcorn?" I'm like, "I don't need popcorn." Like, "No, you have to have popcorn." And made her go back, bring a bucket of popcorn. Then I took it home, and we ate it all weekend.
We did.
It was really funny. So, but I think what you should do, this is what I would do, although I'm not planning on going to the movies, of course, but figure out what movie you're going to go see and find something really cool
that goes with the movie. So I'm trying to find out. We're actually going to be out of town that weekend, and I'm trying to find
January 19th
for Jules' memorial.
Oh, right, memorial.
Yeah.
Funeral.
So anyway, moving on. Sean, what do you want to talk about?
Pardon me. I'm going to sneeze on you guys. So the I hate when I just have something open and then it goes away. President Biden awarded the Medal of Freedom. Usually select a bunch of people who they feel have contributed to the spirit of freedom. And this is happening on, or did it happen? I guess it happened on last Saturday. So one of his last official duties, of course, to do this. Ralph Lauren, Magic Johnson, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Anna Wintour, Bono from U2, Denzel Washington, and Michael J. Fox.
Sweet.
Hillary Clinton, if I didn't say, also got it. And
No.
it's people who have made exemplary contributions to the prosperity, values, or security of the United States, world peace, or other significant societal, public, or private endeavors. So, I think I agree with that list. It's pretty good. That's
Might I bring us back to the previous topic for a moment?
yes.
Uh-oh.
On January 19th at Cinemark Theaters is the Goonies 40th anniversary.
Wow. Okay,
Oh,
so
nice.
what would you
There you
bring
go.
for the Goonies as a
pirate
popcorn
ship.
bucket? Yeah, you'd have to have a pirate ship.
A pirate ship.
I mean, I guess
Or a pirate ship.
I guess that's it. Well, you could have an
Yeah.
empty skull. You'd have to put an eye patch on it. A one-eyed Willie.
Yeah.
I guess you could have an empty skull. I like the pirate ship idea.
Well, the pirate ship is pretty good. Where would you get one, though, is the question. And how much
Playmobil.
popcorn would it? Yeah, okay, Playmobil is probably a pretty good idea. You certainly don't want to do Lego.
Oh, man.
It's $100 for a Playmobil large pirate ship.
You know, there used to be a Black Pearl pirate ship from
Oh, cool.
Pirates of the Caribbean that would be perfect.
Pirates of the
Because
Caribbean.
I think you could take the top off it and it was hollow. And it was sizable. It was like 2 feet across or
Wow,
something.
okay.
But
Yeah.
that'd be pretty fun. Let me also say regarding this
Surprise.
Medal of Freedom award that AFI, American Film Institute founder George Stevens Jr. got one. And Robert F. Kennedy got one posthumously.
Oh.
He was awarded one too.
Wow.
And Ashton Carter got one too. He was United States Secretary of Defense for some time. So, yeah, interesting. It's I like seeing people get awarded for the Medal of Freedom, and in a lot of cases, it's just the president going, "Who do I like?"
I mean, I applaud the Michael J. Fox
Completely.
award.
Because
Yeah.
not only is he a terrific entertainer and a super nice guy, he's been kicking butt with Parkinson's fundraising
Yeah.
and research through
Yep.
the Fox Foundation. And, like, how do you not respect that?
Yeah.
Like, he basically could have
does.
he could have
Amazing.
sat and moped and went, "Oh crap, I have Parkinson's," or he could have done what he did, which was get off his butt and work it, and that's pretty awesome. So
Yep.
we love
Yeah.
him.
Jeff, what would you like to talk about?
Okay, the last Toy Story movie I saw was 3. I never have watched the 4th one. I was like, I just didn't really want to see like another Toy Story movie, but yet they're making a number 5, and Tim Allen revealed a little bit about the plot details. It has to do with like Jessie having a big problem, and she needs help, and so it's really about it. That he's going to focus a lot around Jesse for this one, much like the sequel did. And they've already begun it. Like he says he's already into the 3rd act. So yeah. I don't know how many of these dang things they're gonna make, but Tim's like, I'll keep doing it. But I'm like,
well, because he's not doing anything else.
yeah.
Actually,
He's got a new show. Yeah.
there's a new show that came out, and Kat Dennings is in it, whom I adore.
Yeah.
I absolutely love her.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't go watch like Two Broke Girls and stuff like that, but everything else she's done that I've seen that I really like.
I wouldn't be opposed, like if it's on Amazon or something like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to watching it to see whether it's good or not.
It's one of those really dumb sitcoms,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
there's a place
yeah.
for that in the world. And you know,
I
obviously,
think it's on Disney Plus.
oh yeah, I would watch it on Disney Plus. And
Yeah.
obviously, because
Yeah.
like Kat Dennings, there's gratuitous boob jokes and that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
the Tim Allen is in her new show, and I'm like, really? Because I would watch it for Kat Dennings.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I might not necessarily watch it for Tim Allen, who just got
Yeah, I
in
know.
trouble because he was talking about a revival of Tool Time, Home Improvement, that everybody was going to be in,
Yeah.
and then his wife on the show, Patricia Richardson, came forward and said,
Yeah.
we're not talking about that. And I'm probably not going to do that.
Yeah.
We did not agree to do this, like he said. We
Yeah.
agreed to do this. So just for your information, Tim has lately been talking out of school about projects.
Yeah. A little bit off. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
Pierre.
want to mention some celebrity news that Tom Holland and Zendaya are engaged, and I just think they're the most adorable kids.
I hope it works for them.
I do too.
I really
Celebrity
do.
is hard on relationships, and they seem so down to earth about each other and respectful of each other that I just really hope that they're in it for the long haul. So,
Yeah, you never know.
good
Seem
luck,
like
Tom
it.
and Zendaya. I think that you deserve.
I don't know Zendaya all that well. Of course, she's had a variety of
The two of them, I've only met Tom Holland.
Right.
I haven't met Zendaya, so
and they
In person, I know, but yeah.
they have a very different kind of things, and they've been dating for a while. So apparently they didn't actually come out and acknowledge their relationship until November of 2021, but they were dating before that. So they've been making it work for 5 years. And I figure that 5 years is enough time to know if you can really handle the other person and their career and that kind of stuff. So I do have very high hopes for them. Interestingly, Tom, who of course started acting very young and thrown into that big kind of party scene that happens with movies and celebrity and all that kind of stuff, he didn't like where he was going with his alcohol consumption and went full teetotaler in 2022. So that's kind of interesting. And in fact, he and his brother have a low alcohol beer brand.
well, that's fun.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Okay.
Sean, what would you like to talk about?
Oh gosh. There's a new series coming out that is the sequel to Goosebumps, which Colleen and I actually watched and enjoyed quite a bit. It had a whole bunch of kids in it trying to solve a mystery that tied itself very well into the books. So if you were a fan of the Goosebumps books, it was actually pretty great. But
Is it Justin Long?
Justin Long was the quote unquote adult in the last one.
Yeah.
And so they're treating it kind of like an American Horror Story anthology series where each season's going to be something a little different. So the adult, the kids in this one, Zach Morris, Annie Puig, Miles McKenna, some kids that I recognize like from other stuff. And it's the new one coming out, the season 2 features.
It's written right there, Sean.
I know. But I'm looking at something else, which is about
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer is in it as the adult.
There you go.
Which
Okay.
is interesting because we really haven't seen too much of him since Friends, or at least I haven't.
He's mostly just been directing.
Right. And so to have him kind of come back as this older guy, kind of being a curmudgeonly, grumpy dude. And it's a completely new story. It's a completely new set of kids. But it's still under the Goosebumps banner. And I really liked the last one. So, fingers crossed that they manage to continue the same vibe that they had with the last one, and it's still just as fun because even though it was obviously aimed at like tweens and teenagers, we still got a kick out of it.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah,
it was my level of horror.
Yeah. Scary ventriloquist dumb.
Gotcha.
Creepy.
Jeff.
Apparently, so they finally got a kind of an insight from the start of the new film coming out for the new live action He-Man movie that they're making. And it's his name is Nicholas. This last name I'm not going to pronounce right. Galitazine. We'll go with that. And Travis Knight's directing it. And what he said was that he was asked if he had watched the cartoons or anything, and he said, "Yeah, but our version is going to be quite different from the original animation," because he says, we agree that that was really campy back then, and of its time, but and so they're it's going to be a bit different from what they're doing there. So I'm not sure what he means by different though. He just other than gushing about how wonderful it's going to be, but it'll be interesting. I'm just wondering how that's going to work out with Jared Leto, unfortunately, as Skeletor. So that's a drawback right there. But we'll see.
I want to talk about the Golden Globes. So, Sean, if you want to talk about anything else first, please do.
No, I was going to mention that. We're getting a really weird kind of stop-motion animated thing from Netflix about two Sanrio characters, which is kind of so. My Melody is a little kind of like bunny girl who debuted about 50 years ago as Little Red Riding Hood, and so she wears a little pink riding hood that covers her little bunny ears. And then Kurami is about 20 years old and is this sort of kind of devilish cat thing. It's really kind of hard to tell what some of these are.
Okay.
And so they're doing this as a stop-motion animated thing, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything like this from Sanrio. And so it'll either be like cute or just like so saccharine that you can't have it, but they're like, no, adults will love this too. So that remains to be seen. Details as they develop on that one.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you have something else you want to talk about before we start looking at the red carpet for the Golden Globes? If you don't, we can just start into red carpet.
Only like one thing that's like a rumor, really. And I'm not talking about the first one. I'm going to talk second one. The first one is kind of obvious. Is that, and I don't know if it's true or not, because it's on Superhero Hype and it's like some person yapping about it somewhere. But that there is likely the Punisher will have his own series again, but on Disney Plus. It's possible. It is definitely possible. I don't know if it's likely, but it's definitely possible.
The Punisher. Okay, so the Punisher is not really much of a Disney Plus thing, but then Disney Plus keeps putting...
Neither is Daredevil.
They keep putting stuff out that you're like, why is that on Disney Plus? And the reason why it is ending up on Disney Plus is because they are Fox projects. And so, like, there was something that came out recently, I wish I could remember what it was, that people were like, no, this shouldn't be on Disney Plus. This is like terrible body horror something, whatever. So
Yeah, the Alien movie that came out is on there. Yeah.
yeah, so
Romulus.
yeah, but I mean that
But
kind of
that's if
makes sense. That whatever this was, is it was really like this shouldn't be on Disney Plus. It's like close to porn.
Yeah. But it's the settings issue. If you set your Disney Plus to certain settings, then you can see all that. But if you set it a certain other way, kids won't see it at all. So,
Right. I mean, you can totally do like an
Yeah.
adults only setting and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. But
oh yeah, because like Daredevil's going to be exactly just as violent as when it was on Netflix. So, I'm not sure if it does come out. You never know.
yeah, it's
I think it's just gonna. I believe he's just showing up on the Daredevil show again. But I don't know. I don't know if he's really gonna have a show again of his own.
yeah, I don't know either. I mean, yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, red carpet.
All right, let's get you some pictures here.
In my
That's
opinion, the winner this year of the Golden Globes red carpet was Zendaya.
No, which is sort of no surprise to anybody.
She just looks classically gorgeous.
This
And-
is not Zendaya. This is just the first picture in the list.
well, and actually,
Yeah.
I would say that Demi Moore
Yeah.
had the second best look.
Yeah, I mean, she looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Although she didn't look good in her movie, which was called The Substance. She just looks like hell. But she's supposed to look like hell.
But this
Yeah.
dress looks fabulous.
Yeah.
But Zendaya is the third picture down.
Okay, this is Timothy Chalamet, is whom you're looking at now.
Yep.
It's, interesting look that isn't exactly a tuxedo.
He looks like a French artist.
Yeah.
Right. He needs a beret.
Yeah.
Here's Zendaya. Good choice on the gold.
I mean, it's a perfect color. It's a perfect shape. It shows off her brand new engagement ring. It is just her hairstyle is just dead on. She nailed everything in this.
I feel like she has like a really good team behind her, because she always looks good.
She must have just like either incredible fashion sense or an incredible stylist.
Right.
Because you're right, she always looks good. Sometimes at award ceremonies, she'll do 2 or 3 different looks. And this was head and shoulders above anything else that I saw at the Golden Globes.
Okay.
Styled by her longtime collaborator, Law Roach.
Well,
Zendaya flexed her position as a house ambassador for Louis Vuitton. So she's got Louis Vuitton behind her. In a mesmerizing copper satin dress impeccably fitted to her sleek frame and featuring a voluminous bustle cascaded from the lower back.
Wow.
So there you go. And there's a whole article on how she looks old Hollywood.
well, I mean, it's clearly a 50s look.
Yeah. And her post on Instagram tagged Diane Carroll, Eartha Kitt, Dorothy Dandridge, and Joyce Bryant. So
It's just gorgeous.
She posted the picture that said, "In honor of Diane, Eartha, Dorothy, and Joyce."
Well, she wins. Hands down.
That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. And the rest of the outfits, there are some that are nice. There are some that are not nice. And
This is Michelle Yeoh. She looks pretty good.
there's nothing to me that is as outstanding. Some of the, like Elle Fanning has something nice. Kate Hudson has something nice.
Pamela Anderson has been doing some interesting things lately, where she's like,
She looks so different.
right, and she's like, "Here I am, no surgery, little makeup. She's just being herself."
Yeah.
And that's kind of refreshing from somebody like Pamela Anderson, who was like so made up and so much of part of the body image thing. So
Naomi Watts' dress is just odd how it looks.
let's see. I'm gonna back out.
Naomi
here
Watts, this is a weird looking dress.
so I can see who this is. Miley Madison. This woman is wearing a suit. Who's
That is Ao Edibiri from The Bear.
Yeah.
I don't really care for her suit, although her tie is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's just weird. It looks slightly frumpy.
Yeah, I don't think it's very well fitted.
No surprise, the folks from Wicked, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, hanging out together.
Yeah, that's an interesting outfit.
Adrian Brody.
He looks nice.
He does.
I don't care for this photo of Nicole Kidman, but I can't tell whether it is a bad angle,
It doesn't.
whether it's her hair.
It's her face. Her face looks really pulled, and she's just feed me a sandwich thing.
Backless look isn't working for me here.
Yeah.
I just don't like the I don't like the color.
This is the first picture, and there's nothing wrong with looking like an old lady, but this is the first picture I've looked at from Nicole Kidman and went, Nicole Kidman is an old lady.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. And it's very strange. She's always been slightly odd because like her forehead doesn't move anymore, and there's like a bunch of weird stuff going on. But I don't think this dress does her any favors.
I don't like it.
I've seen her in so much better stuff.
Right.
And I like her. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love her. But Kate Winslet any day of the week.
Aw.
I think
she looks great in this.
I like Mary Steenburgen's dress. Is kind of neat.
I don't know what list you're looking at, Jeff.
I don't know if it's fine.
Emma Stone.
Oh, I found another one.
Oh. Emma Stone looks like a
Vogue list.
completely different actress.
With that pixie cut?
There's like a British actress that I'm thinking of that she looks like in this picture.
Yeah.
I did not think that was her.
There you go.
I've seen her with the pixie cut in a different photo where she's not wearing the same dress, and she looks like a different person.
Yeah.
All right. Jane Cadieux. Tilda Swinton always looks very severe.
Interesting.
I think Tilda Swinton always looks slightly like an alien.
Yeah, she's very exotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like you need.
She's like the David Bowie.
I was gonna say you need to see her and David Bowie in the same spot, which is really funny.
They have like kind of the same look.
Zoe Saldana looks good. Although
I didn't know her name was Saldana. I thought it was Saldana.
I think she's gone back to it.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I
Now
think
people are
everybody
more
just started
accepting
calling
of it.
her Zoe Saldana, and it's really Saldana. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is really kind of interesting.
Don't like the Anya Taylor-Joy look.
Also, slightly looks like an alien.
Angelina Jolie looks
Did you
nice.
see? Yeah.
See who, Jeff?
Is her name Gia, or is it Gia Coppola?
Not
She has
yet.
She has a really cute dress.
I think it's Gia.
It's like purple.
Kirsten Dunst.
You'll get to it eventually, I suppose.
Are you in the same article that we're in?
He is not.
Oh, okay.
He's looking
That's
at a
why.
totally different article.
Salma Hayek
I'm looking at the Vogue one.
is Celia Hayek. We're looking at ABC.
CNN.
Or CNN, rather.
Yeah, I know. Yep, I know.
Let's see. Daniel Craig. I like his glasses.
Yeah, he looks good.
He just
Yeah,
looks
that
like
suit looks good. I did see it.
He's just ready for the next Knives Out movie. He's just like, yeah, we're gonna shoot tomorrow. I'm leaving here, going right to set. Who was this?
Ariana
Carrie
DeBois?
Russell.
Oh, Carrie
Looks good.
Russell.
Oh, that was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, although it's like she has a cape, but she doesn't. It's like she just has a big back to her suit. It's very strange. Kate Blanchett.
That's weird.
Pretty good. Eddie Redmayne looks like a couch. That's my thought.
Yes.
It hurts my eyes.
Let's see.
It's the top of the hour.
Strong, is it? Okay.
So we should
Yeah,
sign
we're
off the
9
radio.
o'clock.
I was trying to find some of the ones that Jeff was talking about, but he's on the different list, so I don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we sign
we'll
off
find
the
them on that
radio,
one.
and
Yeah.
then you can keep looking.
Okay. You have been listening to us at sci-fi.radio, sci-fi for your Wi-Fi. We're very grateful for you doing that. You could be watching us on YouTube or Facebook or Twitch. Any of those things are cool. Drop us a note there if you can and subscribe or like or do whatever. Let us know that you were there, because that's how we know. Otherwise, I'll be on the air tomorrow for Good Morning Tatooine, 9 a.m. You can join me there on sci-fi.radio. It's always fun to do that and talk on Discord. And as always, once again, big thanks to Kit for doing the hard work she does for the show during the week so that we don't have to. I always say that we're really grateful for it. We're really grateful for it. We don't have to do it, especially Colleen, who just got buried under work today.
I don't need another today.
It was bad. And I guess that's it for us. We'll be back next week.
I'm calling Kaylee Crosby.
This is Jeff Solo.ho.
And I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby. As always,
May the
Force
be
with
Force be with you.
you. All right. Are we going through the rest of these, or are we just signing off?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll look at
Okay.
a few more of these.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's see. Lee Jung Jae looks pretty good.
Elle Fanning just looks joyful. So
Here's the Elle Fanning dress.
they
Yeah,
gotta-
she looks great.
I don't know whether, like, if she didn't have this joyful look on her face, I don't know if I would love the dress.
Right.
But it just
And
just elevates
of
it.
everybody on the red carpet, she's the only one who actually looks like she's having fun.
Yeah, so far.
It's like-
in the pictures we had looked at.
I don't know. She fell on her heel, or
Yeah.
or somebody made her laugh, or whatever happened. She's having a good time, which is great. Kate Hudson looks
What
okay.
the world?
Not too bad.
I was looking at something else, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, Kate Hudson
I
looks good.
I wouldn't
A bit of
expect that
texture in
reaction
there.
for Kate Hudson, so that was kind of weird.
I don't know.
Cara Delevingne looks very shiny.
There's too much red in Isabella Rossellini's
Oh,
dress.
always. She loves bright colors and stuff like that.
Jeez.
She's gotten like so weird old lady at this stage of her career, and I absolutely am there for it. She's hysterical. She's gone off on this weird left field like animal husbandry thing,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and she's hysterical. I don't remember who her daughter is, but her daughter was also talking about it. She's like, my mom's gotten so weird. Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
Andrew Scott. So
Man,
let me
there's a lot here.
tell you a little story about Andrew Scott. He's he of course played Moriarty in the Sherlock series, and he has got red carpet down to a science. He always has the same stance, and he figured out, and he tells other actors how to deal with the red carpet, like young actors who are like, I don't know what to do on the red carpet. And this is what he does. He walks one step past the mark you're supposed to stand on to take your picture, and then he rocks back into the mark. So all of his pictures, he's always slightly leaning
Awesome.
backwards, which is really funny. And it's like, now that he told what it is, he did it on like the Graham Norton show. Now that he's said what it is, I see it in every picture for him, and it's kind of awesome.
Go on.
Let's see. Hiroyuki
I've seen
Saneda.
at
I
least
don't
two
know
people
him.
wearing dresses like where it looks like it's just a material wrapped around them and left in a trail.
The Kerry Washington
and left in
dress?
a train behind them.
Yeah, Kerry Washington has that we're looking at right now. It looks like somebody
Yeah.
wrapped her in pink fabric and just let it trail.
Yeah.
Like, hand me a pin.
Yeah. So weird.
Dakota Fanning looks nice too.
Wow.
Good match on that lipstick to the color of the dress.
And she's got like the sexy slit going on.
Yeah.
Dakota Fanning will always be a little girl to me.
Yes.
And so it's always slightly shy, like, oh, leg. Let's see, who do we got here? Ali Wong, Janelle James. Some of these people
Good
I don't
gravy,
even
there was a
know.
lot. Yeah.
Molly Sims.
I would have to say that
Yeah.
Rachel Brosnahan, like, I don't recognize her when
Well-
she's not wearing 1950s
Yeah.
clothes.
Right. And what's really interesting,
Yeah.
she's the next Lois Lane.
It's wild.
Yeah.
There
And-
she is right there.
And I love her as
Yeah.
as Lois Lane. I think that's great. But I'm so used to seeing her in these period clothes, which I'm sure she's dying to get
Yeah.
break that mold. But she looks so good in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
Which is a problem. And
Yeah.
like here she just looks funky. Like what?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's not a good background for this crisp
Chris
Perfetti
Perfetti.
person.
Yeah, Chris Perfetti kind of looks like he should be serving
wow.
at the party, at the after party.
Something, but his face is the same color as the roses.
Mindy Kaling looks pretty good. Her shoes are funky, but I like that
I
she's
think
got.
she's short.
Yeah, she is. I like that she's got this contrasting texture lining to her dress. She's got like a satin lining to a very textured outer gold
Yeah.
dress.
She's not short. She's 5'4".
Shortish.
She's not tall, but
No.
she's not short either.
Tyler James Williams forgot his shirt. He looks like he should be singing with the Temptations.
Yeah.
He looks good, but he looks like he should be singing with the Temptations.
Nichelle Turner looks good. Like she looks like she's having fun.
She does. She also looks like she's going to kick butt and take names. She's
She
like, I'm here to
does.
win.
Yeah. Sean, did I tell you about chewing gum in my meeting the other day?
Yes.
That was funny.
And how they said that it makes you look tough.
Yeah.
Like
I should do it more often.
you should always chew gum because it makes you look like a badass.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Let's see, Glenn Powell.
If you saw the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie,
Yeah.
like the French actor Gene, I can't remember his last name, but he's in the movie, and he has all these other Frenchmen that are with him in the movie, supposedly Frenchmen, and they're just like they all start chewing gums because they have to pass this like American military like
Checkpoint.
checkpoint, and they're all like, "Oh, we're makes us look American." They're all chewing gum.
That's pretty funny.
It was hysterical.
Colleen's been watching The Bear. This is Abby Elliott.
Well,
from The
you
Bear.
just passed another person. The person right before her,
Oh yeah.
Liza Colin Zayas,
Oh.
is also in The Bear.
Cool. Yeah, she looks.
But
pretty
she
good.
doesn't
Okay.
look like this in The Bear. The other person you could
Okay.
recognize as being in The Bear,
Right.
but the one right before her, she just looks different in the show.
That's funny. This
Yeah.
one I thought was a little weird choice, and I don't think they pulled it off as well as Billy Porter pulls it. Billy Porter can wear just
Not
about
really.
anything and look great, and very frequently he wears a dress.
I don't like asymmetrical looks.
No,
that
me
much.
either.
So, particularly when you've got one long sleeve and one short sleeve, or like in this case, a puff sleeve and a missing sleeve,
Yeah.
or a sleeveless. Not a fan.
No, me either. And so
Yeah.
it's like, I can think of a lot of dresses
Also-
that would look good on a male frame.
I would think that shorter hair would make it look attractive, more attractive. Like I would like it better with shorter hair,
Maybe.
but that's just me. I really like guys with short hair. So,
Right. Ashley Graham is a model.
Ashley Graham looks like she's about to have a
Whoa.
fashion emergency.
Costume malfunction.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. That's
Whoa.
I think the Vogue list is usually better. So I think
It's got
Jeff
it's got a ton.
Jeff
Oh.
chose wisely when he
Well,
went and
I
looked.
guess I guess we should have done that one then. It would have been nice to have us all on the same page for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Well, when they
Oh,
finally
man.
decide when the next award ceremonies will be, because they've postponed everything,
well,
Yeah.
we'll have to decide. Well, we'll have to just stick with Vogue, because Vogue always
yeah.
has a good.
well, and they're fashion conscious versus like CNN, who's just like, look, pretty celebrities.
They're
Yeah.
the same photos, though. I mean, like Nicole Kidman, this is
Yeah,
the
pretty
same
much.
pose from the same
Oh,
angle.
really? Because that was
Yeah.
an
I was
awful.
kind of hoping
If
that there would be a different.
can you imagine if that was the only good angle they got out of Nicole Kidman?
Oh no!
Oops. Oh wait, sorry. I had to move my computer around. There we go.
No worries.
Although
when-
they should have put Zendaya higher up because her dress was so gorgeous. Although I wonder if people like are voting it because there's a little "is this your favorite look" vote thing.
Oh, okay. I have found some different looks for Nicole Kidman.
You have to create an account to.
They are
vote.
not flattering. Also, though, let me
Oh.
let me zoom out on this here, so I can get a better look. And here you go. Here's a different look at Nicole Kidman from that that event.
Oh, by the way, Isabella Rossellini's daughter is Elettra Rossellini Weidman.
Oh, okay. I heard her talking, and she was making fun of her mom, and it was pretty funny. So this dress looks better, and she looks more like Nicole Kidman
From that angle.
from this angle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not my favorite look, but
Right.
it doesn't look as bad as the other.
Well, and one of the things that
angle
she
does.
Yeah.
did do, which I'm not entirely sure I agree with, the backless part of this dress just didn't sit well with me. It's not flattering.
It's
Whoa.
the backless, and also, like, I wouldn't wear something like that. Oh, no, that's not
That's really backless.
good. Women of our age, and I believe that I am somewhat close to Nicole Kidman in age,
I think she's younger than you.
well, you got to watch out for the back of your upper arm.
The High Helens?
The high Helens, yeah. So, like, I wouldn't wear something like that simply because I would prefer to have something that disguises that part of my arm a little bit more.
Nicole Kidman
And
is exactly our age. She's 57 years old.
yeah.
is that?
And I have to tell you, I always
is
feel
that just
really
the-
badly talking about people on the red carpet because
I'm trying to be kind. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm like,
What's your
what
comment,
are people
Jeff?
going to say about me?
I mean, the picture you're showing of her back, and it's like, I'm guessing that's just her skin on her back, but it looks like scratches. But I guess it's just
No,
skin
I
on
think
her
it's
back.
just the angle she's
Like,
standing at.
all the lines.
She's twisting.
I think
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
happened is it has twisted her back, and
Okay.
in doing so, you're seeing some weird marks going on
Gotcha.
down there.
So-
she may
Yeah,
also have been leaning, like sitting on the car or something in the seat with a coat on or something, and got
Oh, that
fabric
could've- yeah, that
marks
could've
on her
done a little
back.
mark, yeah.
I don't. That doesn't look like natural movement for skin. I think she's got a texture pressed into her back. Kind of speaking as a
Oh,
guy
yeah,
who
yeah,
gets
maybe
that
so,
all the
yeah.
time. I have skin
Yeah.
issues that make that happen to me. I'm pretty certain that what we're seeing, whatever coat she was wearing, whatever wrap she had that she took off,
wait.
has left a mark on her back from sitting
Right.
in the car.
And
wait.
I mean,
Maybe.
she probably could have rocked this look a little younger, and it's not to say that she's not in great
Oh.
shape for her age.
Yes.
I just think that there are other considerations.
I know what it is.
You know what? That's fabric.
What?
Yeah,
That's
that's
not her
fabric.
skin,
Yeah,
that's
I can see
fabric.
the loop around her
Oh,
arm
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
over her shoulder.
You're right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
But it's still
Yeah.
just
it's a
That's
sheer
I
piece of
don't-
fabric.
I don't like
Yeah.
that whole look.
It's
just,
a terrible effect.
yeah.
It's a bad effect.
Yeah.
But
And-
it's not
I was like,
not
what the
horrible
world?
when you look at her face on and you're not looking at at her back and the back of her arms and everything. I think it looks nicer.
Oh, I think so too. The picture
Yeah.
that I found this for originally, this is a nice picture right here. I think this is fine.
Yep.
And but the problem is like
Excuse me.
having to evaluate what you're wearing as a item in motion, and like how does it go, and like the thing with the back, it took us a while to identify it as fabric. I'm sure she couldn't see it
Yeah.
ever. It's
Yeah.
hard to tell what that's going to do, but yeah, with that sheer panel, it was that was kind of weird. So
Yeah.
So Viola Davis is wearing Gucci, and I didn't really notice this in the other photo, even though I think it's a similar angle. She's number 14 in the Vogue list.
Okay.
Let me see if I
Okay.
can find that.
Oh, do you want me to send you the
Yeah.
No.
link? Okay.
Yeah. Angelina Jolie's dress is very interesting too.
Well,
Yeah.
Viola Davis has a black sequin dress on with a cape, and the black has color change in it. Like, I don't know whether it's the sequins or what it is, but there are all these rainbow of colors through the black that I didn't really notice.
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a thing that says
wow.
see every look
Every
from
look.
last night's red carpet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And number 14 is Viola Davis.
Number 14. Let's see if I
Yeah.
can get there.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge is always funny.
Well, she's funny in picture 15.
Okay, 14 here.
Yeah.
Here's Viola Davis.
Yeah.
Let me... Cha-cha.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah, I think she looks good. Very old school Hollywood, very appropriate. And her sort of...
Excuse me.
I feel like that cape would be really fun to wear.
yeah, it's kind of peacocky. It's
Yeah.
really kind of
Yeah.
cool. I'm trying to decide if it looks better against that background or not against that background. With the flowers showing through it or not.
Oh, yeah. Some of the people, the background just matched their
Too much.
outfit way too closely.
Oh,
It
yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
ugh.
Jennifer Coolidge has a take no prisoners attitude. And also a
Yeah.
why am I here?
Yeah, very why am I here?
That's...
And she looks like she, like this is something that she just pulled out of her closet.
Yeah.
This isn't like,
Yeah.
Oh,
she didn't
completely.
go to a designer to
Like
get this
she
dress.
wasn't expecting to be there.
Yeah.
And she's like, I have
They're
to go.
like,
Oh,
I
like
need
Sarah
a seat
Paulson's.
filler.
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, we need you.
Yeah.
And she was really funny to meet in person because the movie we were working on was terrible, and nobody was talking. She sat by herself at a table, and nobody said hi. It was the weirdest thing.
Why?
I don't know,
boo.
which is why I went over and said hi. And I'm like, you're all alone,
Okay.
and she's like, I don't know why they don't like me. Like, what? What the hell? Anyway, she was an absolute doll, and
Oh.
so.
I have to say, Sarah
Oh.
Paulson wears some weird stuff.
No.
Yeah, I know. Did
I
you see that?
I
Yeah.
blame Holland Taylor. I think she dresses her up like
It
this.
does look like something that Holland Taylor chose.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean, oh my God.
Yeah,
right.
that was awesome.
No, this is like a weird bird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Naomi
It's-
Watts
and, like,
is wearing
the
a very
weirdness.
classic
Yeah.
looking dress.
Got a mermaid dress, right?
Until you scroll down and you're like, what is with the baleen whale gills on that?
Oh. See, I thought it was just going to be a mermaid dress.
I know.
Wow.
It looks kind of like the underside of a mushroom, you know?
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
We are filtering for plankton.
Is this your favorite
That's so
look?
bizarre.
No, it is not.
I chose Zendaya, and I even gave them my email address so that I could choose Zendaya as my favorite look.
Oh, there you go.
Salma Hayek's got a painting in her
Yeah.
attic or something.
I think
Yeah.
she does.
Yeah,
I mean-
I know.
Although,
Jeez.
look at, she's got
Forever.
gray.
She has gray, which is new
Yeah.
for her, I think.
Yeah.
That she's
But
going
man,
gray.
she looks good.
But yeah, holy crud! Like,
Yeah.
how is that body her body
Yeah.
at her age? That's all I'm gonna
What?
say.
Now I have to look up how old she is.
I like I like
I don't
Michelle
know.
Yeoh. I think she's great. But this is another
Yeah.
one of those dresses that Jeff mentioned, which looks like fabric wrapped around a person.
No,
Oh, what?
this looks regular.
No, it still looks wrapped to
My
me.
Google search cannot be reached.
Really
Yeah.
weird.
There it goes.
No
Selma
Google for
Hayek
you.
is 1 year older than Sean and I.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever
I
she's
wish
Oh, wow.
I could look that good.
whatever she's doing, she's doing. Well. She's like,
I
my
know,
life exists
yeah.
of working out all the time.
Oh. And yes to Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah. Who's this?
Yeah.
Glenn Powell. I don't know Glenn Powell.
He was
We
in
saw Demi Moore.
he was in This Is Us.
Me too.
But
Oh,
I do
boy.
not know who Cooper
Ah,
Koch is.
Koch.
Koch?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Christian Louboutin. We know
He's got
He's-
Louboutin shoes
he's
on.
the shoe dude, right?
Yeah.
He's wearing Deadpool shoes. Don't those shoes look like Deadpool?
They look like the shoes that Deadpool would wear if he was really into capturing butterflies.
Oh, okay.
Like a cross between
okay.
Deadpool
Yeah.
and a butterfly.
It looks
that's
like
been pinned
Spider-Man's
down.
face.
Right, or
Yeah.
Deadpool's face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cara
Yeah,
Delevingne.
Cara looks okay.
Yeah, she's fine. She's
Yeah.
shiny. I like
That's
shiny.
good.
Shiny's good.
Gal Gadot's dress, not so much.
It's interesting.
Seth Meyers looks weird, but he always looks weird. This is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Gal Gadot wears like all the time. This is the kind of stuff she wears.
I
Yeah.
don't know if it's the way she's standing or the background or what, but
I don't.
the weird giant pearl she has.
I don't
holding
think
her,
the cutout is flattering.
it's yeah.
I think
not
it shows
so
like the
much.
least flattering part of her anatomy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. It's like I can show skin that nobody else
don't know.
shows. Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know who Margaret Qualley is, but she looks very young.
She does. She's got like a
Yeah.
Dorothy from Oz vibe happening.
Right.
Gotcha.
Pam Anderson again.
I bet. Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy went full pink. That's that's a lot of pink. It's too much pink, I think.
Yeah, very pink.
And can I just say that they did a
Whoa,
dick
that is a lot of pink.
they did a dick move on this.
Yes.
So everybody else has
Uh-oh.
these like vertical pictures, and then for Melissa McCarthy
Yeah.
they put like a horizontal wide picture.
That's weird.
and I
Why
think
would they do that?
I think it's rude, and I think it makes her look whiter.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I feel like there's a possibility that her dress is really fun, but I can't tell from the angle the picture's taken at.
Melissa McCarthy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the back part might
Oh,
be. She's otherwise
almost
she's
looks like
wearing kind of
pants.
like a pantsuit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here's the Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock
The
looks like the
Rock.
Rock.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Emma Darcy.
Oh, she died.
Yeah, she looks like she died. And she's even got a tombstone behind her
Right?
head.
Doesn't she look like one of those
What the
Victorian
world?
funeral portraits of a
Right,
dead person?
or
Like-
maybe a vampire.
right. We put a stick.
Like,
on
oh
them
my
to hold them up.
gosh, I have to get in. The sun is going to kill
Right.
me.
Emma Darcy. Maybe she's just overly dramatic.
Maybe.
Poor girl.
Oh,
Tilda
and then
Swinton.
the tombstone look is going on for Tilda Swinton too, who now looks like a vampire with the
I know.
tombstone behind her.
Still looks like David Bowie, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't really like the Anya Taylor-Joy dress. Sofia Vergara always looks good, too.
Oh yeah, she's kind of out of control.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that she knows how she looks and she tries to downplay it all the time.
She is 52.
Yeah.
And there's no way, there is no way that Ed Harris got her as a wife. There's just no way.
Well, he offered her citizenship, which was,
Oh.
if you watched the show,
No,
that's
that's
what
what.
she...
That must be it.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Really?
Keira Knightley does not look good in that.
It's
I know.
Chanel. No, that's not
That's not a good Chanel.
Weird.
not flattering. Change the Chanel.
Yeah. Got the purple one yet. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Erin Foster. I don't know Erin Foster,
I don't either.
but she does look like she's going to beat the crap out of somebody.
She does, and she looked like she stole her dress from the Rose Parade. It's like it's made out of flowers or something strange.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, Felicity Jones.
Wow.
Just feel like it's a bad picture.
Yeah, I guess so.
And does her dress light up? Because it
Yeah.
should.
It's like the background texture of her dress should be enough, without the
Without the
little
weird black
Yeah.
holes.
black hole flowery.
But doesn't it look like it's
thing.
got a whole bunch of LEDs in it or something,
it,
and it's
it
going
does.
to light up?
It's like wearable
That'd be
tech.
cool.
Yeah, so maybe it is, and
I wonder if
she
it
just
does.
doesn't have it lit up, and
Yeah.
in which case it's an amazing dress. Otherwise, I'm not
Right.
feeling it.
Kristen Bell
Oh dear.
looks okay. A little frumpy, I think, from her, but
Yeah.
you know, understanding that she's like now a mom and all that kind of stuff, and whatever.
Not as much as a Jodie Foster.
Right?
She's a lot frumpy
Oh,
Yeah.
in this.
This is like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fancy house coat.
Well, it looks like it needs to
Yeah.
be like just above her knees. It looks like it needs to be a 1960s
Right.
dress, and the floor length
Oh, maybe so.
of it and the pockets are odd. It looks like a sideless surcoat from medieval era.
A little bit. Yeah, it's a little strange. And the strange transparent strip down the middle is a little funky too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little odd. It's like, just so you know, I'm wearing underwear.
Ramos looks like a taxi cab.
Who is this?
Anthony Ramos
Oh.
from Hamilton.
No.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has sticky outy ears. It's mean of me to say that.
That's okay.
Ooh.
Eddie Redmayne?
Was it Eddie Redmayne that you said looked like a couch
Yeah.
earlier? I thought that was
Yeah.
somebody else, and I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, they
it's-
should
yeah.
stand next to each other.
No, it was him.
Yeah, hurts my eyes.
This is like weird upholstery fabric. It's very
I
strange.
Yeah.
do not know Kelsey Merritt.
Oh, here we go.
Who?
I got interrupted by an ad.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, Jeff, you're right. Mary
There you go.
Steenburgen looks nice.
yeah, that's cute.
Yeah,
I
I
like
do
that.
like that one.
Look at her.
I like Mary
Her hair's
Steenburgen
cute.
a lot.
Yeah, except she attracts all these weird time
Travelers.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Here's Daniel Craig again. Now he looks like he's going to
Did
send
she
you
end up with a bar owner?
to the principal's office or something. Did Mary Steenburgen end up with a bar owner? Yes, she did. For a while,
Yeah.
I think they separated though. But
That's a bummer.
Kate Winslet again. Kate Winslet can pull off a pantsuit. Not everybody can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this look.
The Kirsten Dunst look?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
She doesn't look as much like Megan anymore.
No, not so much. They have now diverged. in
Yeah.
their-
Yeah.
It looks
yeah.
like.
It's probably
I
her
wonder
thing.
if it's just like how she's made up in this look, or if their faces have changed enough that they don't look similar anymore.
I think they've
Interesting.
changed. I think Kirsten Dunst lost her
Baby
kind of
fat.
kitty look. Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks very serious now. And having seen Megan in
dear.
person recently, Megan still kind of looks like old Kirsten Dunst.
She looks like old Kirsten Dunst, yeah.
Who dis?
Monica Barbaro. And I like this.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. It's
But I don't know who
Pardon me.
Monica
it's
Barbaro is.
just transparent enough that you don't feel creepy.
Yeah.
And
There was a
I
dress
appreciate
a
that.
few back that I was like, oh, that's uncomfortable.
Right, you're showing too much. But this is okay. You're like, a little hint of knee or whatever, and that's fine. You don't feel like you're perving out on her dress.
She's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a TV show called Unreal. Oh, but she was also in Chicago PD, Chicago Justice, The Good Cop, and Splitting Up Together. I feel like
Fran?
she's in cop shows. That's like her thing.
Yeah, Fran Drescher looks less like Fran Drescher these days.
Yeah.
She's the president of the union, SAG
Yeah.
union.
I don't like the design of the bodice of her
No,
dress.
it's very Madonna.
Yeah.
And it looks like the cups are optional. Like, I can take these out. And that's
Oh.
creepy.
right,
Dolce
then.
& Gabbana apparently designed that. This is Kathy Bates, right?
Yep.
Kathy Bates lost a lot of weight.
Oh, weird.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes her look very different. You can still kind of see it in her face. But she looks really, really different now.
Good night,
Jean
Don.
Smart.
All right.
I don't like the neckline on her.
Is this Jean Smart?
It is.
Yeah.
But I don't like this particular neckline. I'm not sure.
No.
Maybe if the back of the neckline wasn't so high,
Yeah.
it would work better. I'm not really sure.
Interesting. Oh, yeah, we looked at her dress before. The back part of it's really weird.
Did Carrie Russell dress?
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't notice the
Yeah.
notches on the lapel.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting too. Couldn't see it in the other picture.
Gotcha.
It's Mark Zuckerberg. I can say that because they don't fact check anymore. Jesse
Yeah,
Eisenberg.
exactly.
No. I'm not a fan of the
Oh.
fluffy.
What? Yeah. Whoa.
I feel like that would make the people you were with sneeze all night. It's Alexandra Daddario.
Something. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know who this is.
Me neither.
Who is this? It's Lisa Ann Walter. I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana again. It's Saint Laurent. Oh, Amy Adams. I'm so used to seeing Amy Adams in ads for Night Bitch right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I know.
yeah,
Where
that
she's-
is a weird looking
She's made
show.
up to be really heavy,
Yeah.
and so, or she gained a lot of weight and lost it. Either way, she's a lot heavier in the part, which is really, really kind of weird. And
Yeah.
so it's like that's how I picture Amy Adams now. And so this week, me and I are like, she's skinny again. But I don't know if they made her up for that or what they did.
I think they did.
I don't know who that is. Oh,
Gia
Gia
Coppola.
Coppola.
This looks like
that's the
something
dress I
that,
thought that was kind of cute.
that I would have worn in the late 70s.
It's cute, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's got a pattern on it, and it's a color,
Yeah.
which is nice. It's like
Oh.
it's kind of a less formal dress.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
We broke Jeff.
Oh boy.
Sharon
I have
Stone.
I have to head out anyways because Sparrow's off at 9:30, but has a manager who tends to go out late, so I'm gonna
Oh, okay.
Okay.
say goodbye.
Well,
See you later.
Anyway,
See you, Jeff.
good night, all.
Let's see. Kaylee Cuoco. That's kind of frumpy too.
The fact that it's quilted
Yeah.
and also the cape. Yes, it is kind of frumpy. And I think her haircut, too. Not haircut, her hairstyle.
This is Kate Hudson. She looked fine.
I like this dress. It's fine.
Oh, there we go.
Catherine Hahn is looking very Agatha.
Yes. Well, and like, dear Lord, look at that color. She's just like, boom. Like
Yeah.
like acid yellow color. It's kind of crazy. I think it's not bad. It's not particularly formal, but it's
No,
good.
not at all.
But I think the Golden Globes are a little relaxed.
They're certainly less formal than the Oscars.
Yeah. A nice kind of 1930s vibe with her pin curls and stuff. And kind of Betty Boop. Who is it? Quinta Brunson.
I don't know her.
I don't either. She's got a little Betty Boop vibe going on. That
Yeah,
works.
it's cute.
Who's this? Leighton Meester. I think her house just burned down too.
Adam Brody's house just burned down, too.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Aren't they a couple?
They're a couple.
Yeah.
Not Adrian Brody.
No, Adam Brody.
Adam Brody.
Yeah, he was just in a TV show I watched with, we just saw her and we said, she's a mom now. She's looking a little frumpy. And she's in Let It Go,
Oh,
Let It Go.
Kim, not Kim. Veronica Mars.
Veronica Mars, yeah.
Right, melting. We did just talk about her.
Yeah, they were in a TV show that's on Netflix.
Kristen Bell.
Yeah. And he was Kristen Bell's love interest.
This is Rachel Brosnahan again. Now, see, I didn't recognize her at all in this picture.
Yeah, I told you. You don't recognize her without the 1950s clothes.
Yeah, weird. The dress looks a little different from this angle, though. But still weird. The asymmetrical shoulder thing is just meh.
Yeah.
I don't
So
see that.
Jeremy Strong, is that who you have next? Jeremy
Yeah.
Strong? He looks like he's trying to be a pimp and failing.
No, I mean, honestly, it's like he was trying to get a job as a host at the Haunted Mansion.
Wait, we're looking at different pictures.
Oh, are we? I'm looking at Adam Brody in Prada. Adam Brody looks like he's trying
I'm
to be a
looking
host
at
at the Haunted
Jeremy
Mansion.
Strong. Oh, I see what you're saying because of the dark green and black
yeah, Jeremy
suit.
Strong with his bucket hat,
Yeah.
his fuzzy bucket hat,
And velvet suit
right,
in whatever seafoam green.
and his glasses.
Yeah, he looks like he is trying to be a pimp
Like,
and failing.
Yeah, gangsta pimp. That's pretty funny. Oh, that's a nice suit. I like that. Good color.
Yeah, I do like
Pretty
that.
crisp looking.
Coral.
Yeah. Morris Chestnut.
I don't know who that is.
I don't either. It looks good though.
Okay, this is a nice
Showing
gold
off
dress.
showing off the watch.
Isa Gonzalez.
Shiny.
It's Gucci.
Okay. Thumbs up. I like it.
Yeah.
I can't tell.
Oh no.
I think there's a cutout in the side. Or
Oh, you're right. There is.
it is so reflective. I'm going to try to zoom in here.
If there were a different angle, I might not like this dress, but
Let's do-
it looks good at this angle. And Glenn Close, I don't like her look.
I tried to zoom in. It rolled me back.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, it is. It's cut out on the sides of this dress to show like a little under boob and a bare side. I thought it was the reflection of her arm, and it's
Oh
not.
yeah, look at that.
So strange.
Looks good though.
All right, hold on. 100. There we go. All right, I got to figure out back where we were. Zooming in is apparently very hard.
Didn't take you back to the beginning, did
No,
it?
I'm at Glenn Close. Somebody wrote on Glenn Close.
And then they
and
scribbled
then
it
scratched
out.
it out. Excuse me. I'd like to know what it's supposed to say.
Something about Paris.
Right. It doesn't even say who the dress designer is, so we don't know.
Yeah. I thought Aquafina was wearing a dress with a bolero, and I thought it looked cute, and then I saw that it was net,
Yeah.
and I don't like it as much.
I second the bolero thing. I think that would be cute.
Yeah.
But that it's the top of the dress with transparent panels is less cute.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I wonder why.
I don't know.
Because if the whole top was sheer and she covered it with a jacket, that would be fine. Okay, she's mad. It'd take you out.
Oh, she is.
Zoe Kravitz.
You could do like a whole lineup of the celebrities on the red carpet that look like they could kill you. Because we've had a couple
Right.
on here that you're like, ah.
Heidi Klum always looks pretty good. I know her mostly from her Halloween costumes. She does insane, out of control Halloween costumes every single year. And I think she does wild Met stuff too.
I get her confused with the madam who...
Heidi Fleiss.
Heidi Fleiss,
Yeah.
yeah.
Heidi Klum is a model.
Sorry, Heidi Klum.
This is an interesting look with the
Ariana DeBose.
flowing cape thing. Yeah.
I do like capes. Because they're fun. And then we've got Andrew Scott again.
Right. At his angle.
Yes, and Elle Fanning again. And Kerry Washington again.
Oh, I like... She's okay here. And the dress is still okay. I love the other one where she's laughing, though. That's just adorable.
Yeah, it brightened the whole... It made the dress so much better.
And it made her just look like she was having a good time.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the people here do not look like they're having a good time.
Right. Well, they are working.
Right. Kerry Washington's wrap dress. We talked about Dakota Fanning.
I'm a couple ahead of you, but Kristen Milioti at number 80
Anna Sawai, Cheryl Lee
looks
Ralph.
dubious about the whole thing.
Yeah, she does. She's got a little side eye going on there. She's like, really?
Yeah.
Well, this person looks like they're having fun. Nikki Glazer. Looks like they're kind of happy to be there.
Yeah.
Dress is weird, though.
It is weird.
I live in fear of an accident with her top.
Right. Who is this? Nicholas Chavez.
Elton Mason.
Allison Janney looks nice.
Weird.
Not like outstanding, but nice.
Oh, yeah, she's fine. I think she's accepting her matronly position these days.
Yeah.
She did her show called Mom, and I think after that she's basically like said, "Okay, I'm
Mom.
Who is this? A Baldwin? No, it's Richard Gadd. He looks like one of the Baldwin brothers. Who's this? Janelle James. We looked into her before. It's not bad. Lizzie McAlpine. I don't know who she is, but there's something about the dress with so much bare skin that just draws a lot of attention to her tattoos.
I was thinking that it's odd when you see a celebrity on the red carpet and they have all these random tattoos.
Yeah. Strange. Justin Lupe. There's Kate Blanchett again. It's okay. kind of like an Egyptian vibe or something.
I'm not a fan of Jackie Tan's dress.
Let's see.
She is also in the bear.
Ali Wong looks like her dress is made out of ribbons. It's funny.
Oh yeah, she does.
Jackie Tan. Yeah, that's a weird dress. It's like a cocktail dress that they tried to fancy up.
It is.
Chris Perfetti. We were talking about how bad he looked against the other background. He's in a different background here, and he looks just fine.
He looks much better. Yeah. That must be embarrassing when you realize that your outfit matches the background, and you just know that people are going to be like, oh, they look awful.
Mindy Kaling.
Brian Kirk's shoes look out of place.
He's wearing the sneakers.
Yeah. Mindy Kaling looks great.
Yeah, I liked her better in the other picture, I think, though.
Because you could see the shoes.
And I think the other background did better for her. She looks a
Yeah.
little green here.
She does.
I think she's picking up the green.
Yeah.
And that's like no fault. It's either like the camera optics or
Yeah.
whatever. I have that problem where against certain backgrounds my skin looks green or gray, which is always awkward.
Excuse me.
All right, Tyler James Williams is just way too fit.
Thin?
Fit.
Fit.
Yeah, fit.
Okay.
I don't know Matt Reeves' classic tuxedo style. That's just fine. Mario Lopez. I think Mario Lopez has lost his house too.
Oh, these poor people.
Yeah, pretty terrible.
Oh my gosh, Maddie Matheson, who's in the bear. His tuxedo looks exactly like what his character would have chosen to wear.
Oh, wow. He's got a Colonel Sanders vibe.
Yeah,
Going on
with
here.
Rick Rack.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I will say that the Rick Rack annoys me for the mere problem that it's not even on both sides. One side is longer than the other. And that bugs me.
I hate Rick Rack.
Yeah, oh, it's silly.
Like if you take Rick Rack and you weave it or something like that, I'm fine with
Sure.
it. Or if you cover it so that only half of it is sticking out of an edge,
Right.
I'm fine with that. But Rick Rack as itself,
in and of itself, yeah.
Ugh.
They used it in Star Trek, kind of the way he's using it here on his wrist for insignia. But what they did to break it up is they took embroidery
they
embroidered
braided it.
a side thing to make it look more like it was a braided thing.
Yeah.
And less like it was just the zigzag bric-a-brac stuff.
Yeah. Petra Fried or Fried, I don't know how
This
to pronounce
is
her name,
too casual.
is wearing like a jumpsuit from a work suit.
Yeah, it's way too casual. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's very strange. And I hope that she has little silver sparkles on her, or it's bad dandruff. One of the two is going on there. This is interesting. Who is she? Maren Morris. A weird scoop top dress. Yeah, I think the men played it really safe in most cases. Brian Rubenstein is just like, this is like the suit he's had for a while with sneakers to be cool, you know.
Yeah.
Who is this? Abby Elliott. She's from your show,
Yep.
The Bear.
They're like almost everybody from the Bear has been on this red carpet.
Helena Rain. Well, this guy's got a little style going on.
Who's that?
This is John Hoffman. He looks like he ate the canary though. He's got this look on his face.
Oh.
It's just like amusingly smug.
Mm-hmm. Adam Rose is on the red carpet.
Lionel Boyce. Who's this? Helen.
Lionel
Cole.
Boyce is on the Bear too.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think so. Let me look at his picture again. Yes.
Dylan Clark. I'm at 110. William Stanford Davis. Oh, Oh, I like the blue of
For Adam Rose.
Yeah, of that jacket. Although
I don't like his shoes.
he's not wearing socks.
Yeah.
Put some socks on. It's a
Right.
formal occasion.
I like
Kelty Knight is
Kelty
wearing
Knight.
like a Faraday cage.
Yeah, I like it though.
Yeah, but she's like blocking 5G signals or something.
She is. She's safe.
Right.
Jonathan Van Ness again.
Right. I'm trying to decide if I would like this more if he didn't have a beard.
Well, put your finger over his beard.
Maybe. I mean, because his beard's kind of messy. It's not like a full beard. It's just sort of like patchy and strange.
I feel like I don't like his hair.
Maybe. Well, it just kind of lays there.
Yeah.
Who do we got? Zuri Hall. I don't know her.
Well, but
But
her
I like
dress is neat.
The Jetsons vibe.
It's like Jetsons or a cat. It's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. We talked about Ashley Graham, who looks like she's not attached to her dress. Matt Friend. Inzegna, as if I'm supposed to know who Zegna is. His lapel is interesting in that it ends in a flat cut as opposed to like blending into the rest of the jacket or something.
That is
It's
interesting.
not exactly. It
It looks Japanese.
Yeah, it's like usually there's like a shawl collar or something. This looks like
Yeah.
a scarf collar or something. Like it ends abruptly, like that. Pretty standard from Nichelle Turner. Who is this? Heather McMahon. That's some interesting stuff with the pleating on her dress.
Cassie DeLaura looks like she has a bondage sequin dress. And she's way farther down.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired, and so
Angelique Jackson. And
started-
what number is she? Oh, I found her.
she's 124.
Yeah, I found her. Kind of. Yeah, there's a trend in, I don't know if this is like a TikTok thing or a burlesque thing or what, but there's a trend in making clothing out of electrical tape.
It looks like that.
And it looks like this, yeah. Except there's some sheer stuff. The electrical tape stuff is like a woman who has covered herself strategically with electrical tape in interesting patterns that are actually more interesting than this. So, what do we got? This looks like another of Jeff's fabric wrap dresses for Raya Abirashad. Blue fuzzy tuxedo for Code Walliser. Rachel Smith in shiny gold. That-
Jennifer Grey looks like she's having a pleasant time.
I don't think she fared well in the fires either.
She lost her house as well, I believe.
Mira Malkin. She's separated from Clark Gregg, but I know he was lamenting that she lost her stuff. Sarah Foster. Well, something with flowers on it. Interesting. Who is that? Oh, that is Jennifer Grey. There you go. That's bucking the
And-
trend.
Lydia Brosnahan, so I can only imagine that she's related to
Rachel?
Rachel. Looks like she's wearing something from Star Wars.
Nick Cage. Really? Is that Nick Cage? That is Nick
it's
Cage.
Nick Cage.
Wow.
With his daughter?
Riko Shibata. Is that his daughter?
I don't know, but she looks young enough to be his daughter.
Excuse me. Tommy Harper. Standard suit. Callie Reese is also
Nope, that's his wife.
wearing a standard suit. Wow, double.
They have a child together.
Really? Double-breasted suit with huge cuffs on the sleeves. That's interesting. Who's this? Yeah, Lydia Brosnahan. That's a weird dress.
Yeah.
All right, we made it through.
She's 29.
His wife?
Yeah.
Well, when you're Nicolas Cage,
Ugh.
I'm sure it, you know.
Although, 29 is old enough to...
I mean, yeah, it's not like she's, 20.
Yeah.
It's a lot worse for sure. It's like, who is it? Leo DiCaprio, who, like, ends relationships when they turn 25?
Yeah, that's just icky.
He can't have a girlfriend over 25 or something.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
All right, you gonna end this?
I am. Did anybody
this
stick
thing?
with us?
I don't know. Kelly
Budala
left.
is still here.
Oh, Michael Craven said goodbye 7 minutes ago.
Good night, Michael Cravens.
Good night, Budala.
Budala's putting in a floor. Nice.
He's just trying to imagine what the people look like.
And says he likes the descriptions better.
Oh, the lady.
Oh, and the Lady A is still here.
there.
Well, thanks for sticking with us
Yeah.
for almost an hour longer than we normally do. Jeff is gone. He left us long ago. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us. And we're always glad for your company. And we'll see you next week. Or, unless you tune in and listen to the music tomorrow on sci-fi.radio, I'll see you guys then. So, bye y'all. I have credits over here somewhere. There we go. Get some credits for the folks on video.